Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Superbowl in the post-truth apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about Unarius, which is a UFO cult, Academy of Science. They claim to be bridging the gap between religion and science.
So stay tuned for that.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one this week, guys.
But one of the few cults that doesn't end in a shootout.
Yeah, no shootouts plus Space Tesla, gilf sex, allegedly. And
Psychodramas.
33 planets.
Flash Gordon's wardrobe.
Oh yes, I've got some notes on her wardrobe later on.
She just needs a bowl of fruit on her head and that's it.
So yeah, but if it's your first show, how do we do things around here, Ben?
Well, we start with weird news, and today's no exception. So, take about 20 minutes, half an hour maybe, and then we'll crack on to the main cut and thrust. But before we start weird news, let's say hello to some of our new global listeners.
Oh yes.
This week's listeners, yeah.
So hello to Republic of Korea, Finland, Israel, Bangladesh, Romania, the Philippines, Latvia, Iraq, Vietnam, Trinidad and Tobago. And if you're living in Iraq and you've got time to listen to this, I commend you.
Jesus Christ. An Allied airstrike is coming. Oh no, I like to listen to the English boys talking about the lizard men. Oh fuck, there goes my house.
Yeah, so exactly.
Sorry about the accent. The Bernard Manning of podcasts has landed.
Yep. Also Albania, Thailand, Ghana, Australia, India, Poland, Germany.
Wow.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Canada, the UK and the United States.
We are
Excellent.
global.
We are globally available professional broadcast journalists.
They play to the UN next.
Hey, good stuff. I should be the head of the UN.
I don't think that's a good idea. Should be me,
Everybody have a joint, go home, play a bit of PlayStation.
That's not going to resolve the nuclear problem in North Korea though, is it?
Right.
Or the Middle East.
Just ignore it till it goes away. That's how I deal with all my problems, Ben.
You can't do that with rogue nuclear states, so Gaz.
Well, actually, what I tend to do is ignore things till the very last minute where they're literally about to blow up in my face and then desperately try to do something about it. So I think it's a perfectly healthy way to live.
Well, that's how Britain's done with Brexit.
Oh, don't talk about Brexit. I don't want to think about the lack of food.
Adequate food.
Medicine.
Oh, well. Right, let's do some weird fucking news. Thanks for listening, all you global people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much appreciated.
It
Like
is.
the page.
Yeah, like the Facebook page. We're building a bit of a nice little community there now.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Indeed. Right. You remember a while back I gave you that story about the woman who said that she'd never felt happier after falling in love with a
Oh, I
zombie
remember
doll.
it, yeah.
Zombie doll, yeah,
Zombie
she
doll
married
girl.
it, didn't she?
She's now married to it.
Oh, God. Oh, yes, last time we spoke about it, she was planning to marry it.
Marry it, and she said that she'd never felt so complete in her love life.
Never honeymoon.
I don't know, we'll find out in a second. So Valentine's Day, just around the corner, that's just happened, apologies. Now is the perfect time to share a touching love story about one woman and her zombie doll.
Oh.
20-year-old Felicity Cadillac has tied the knot with the love of her life, Kelly Rossi, a zombie doll Felicity says is 37.
But she looks about 6.
Yeah. Unusual nuptials took place in Tiverton, Rhode Island, in the United States, and set Felicity back $500. That's 388 quid if you live in the UK.
Cheaper than most brides.
What? So officials...
Very true, actually. It's cheaper than every fucking wedding I've ever been to.
So officials in these states will let you marry an inanimate object?
I guess so.
What the
Thing is,
fuck?
there's
I suppose
always some church that will, because they've got so many fucking little guys who've set up their own fringe of cult or whatever.
That's true.
Renegade preachers.
Renegade preachers.
There's a band name.
You could have one from different faiths.
On the
The bassist could be a
Yeah.
Buddhist.
Speaking of band names, somebody said on the Jack the Ripper episode Murder Wank. And I was like, now that's a name for a death metal
It
band.
certainly is. It certainly is. That's,
We are Murder Wank!
why didn't the old hackers, the Brotherhood of Destruction, Murder Wanker, that's a fucking hacking group name.
That's something to be afraid of.
That's,
Yeah. You don't see Murder Wank popping up in your inbox, do you? Like, oh no.
There you go, better than the fucking Brotherhood of Destruction, or whatever the fuck they were called.
I still want to join. Like I said, can't use a computer, but I make a busting cuppa.
I'm sure they'll be happy. So it covered the cost of the outdoor venue, decorations, her wedding dress, and a suit for, quote, tomboy Kelly. In attendance were 4 friends, as well as 8 other zombie dolls. I'm amused.
Oh, they friends dating zombie dolls as well.
Oh, God, I hope not. At least inviting dolls so that the undead keeps the buffet costs down, eh? Oh, so you had to go out of state for this. So she had to go to Rhode Island for this because she lives in Oklahoma.
So you can't do it in Oklahoma. Good on you, Oklahoma.
She said that our wedding ceremony was beautiful and perfect, exactly the way I dreamed it would have been, apart from you marrying a 4-foot-tall zombie doll. So sure the story that the wedding that every little girl plans. Guys, when you get home, ask the children
Yes.
if what their perfect wedding involves a 4-foot-tall zombie doll.
No, it would, at this point, ages 7 and 5, involve a lot of flying unicorns and dresses made of rainbows.
They'd love Unarius, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
It would actually.
there wouldn't be any zombies. I don't think they know what a zombie is, to be honest.
Probably not.
I mean, who bought this thing when... For the listener, if you Google the story, because we're looking at a picture of the doll, it's actually quite gross.
It's got a jaw.
And whoever bought her that when she was 13, no wonder she's a fucking deranged lunatic who wants to marry inanimate objects.
I think her dad bought her. Seem to remember from reading the
Oh,
article.
lock him up.
I made sure the whole wedding was done properly so it'd be as official as possible, and we consummated the marriage afterwards.
Oh, no! She put the little plastic doll in a big old pussy!
Kelly was the groom, so she takes the male role in our relationship, so she's putting a strap on the doll. That's got to be it, isn't it?
She's probably just sticking the head of the doll. I mean, it's a fairly large head, but I've seen some videos online that would lead me to believe that it's not beyond the realms of possibility that she could fit that doll's head in her cavernous pussy.
There was always that one with the man's head up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if that one was...
That was Photoshop, wasn't it?
I hope so.
So do I.
It was a bit of an urban legend, wasn't it?
I had the video on my phone.
You had the video?
I sent it, yeah. I was in some weird WhatsApp groups.
A likely tale. Sent it when I clicked download, sent to myself.
Hey, I stick by my tale. I stick by the story.
So, because that was the question I was going to ask, was the relationship consummated? And she's fucking answered it for us. So either the head of the... I'll pass this one that way. Sorry, listener, we're doing spliff politics. I would imagine... Oh no, look at that.
Yeah,
Another
I
picture.
found Kelly, and she said, I found Kelly on a creepy doll collection website, and my dad bought her for me when I was 13. They've been together 4 years, though. Strange how her parents weren't at the wedding, though, isn't it?
Do you think... Consummate... Sorry to obsess over the sexual bit, but I am trying to work out
strap on the doll.
the mechanics. Or use one of the doll's arms, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah, fist me, dolly.
I mean, I don't think she's well. But
No.
If she's happy, she's not hurting anybody, fair play to her, but
And to be honest,
it's
she
a bit
doesn't-
weird, isn't it?
It is the psychological kicker, guys. When my father died last year, I found myself becoming closer and finding comfort in Kelly, as she was someone that he had bought for me.
That's
I
it,
finally
then,
let
isn't it?
myself to be open with who I was and let my feelings come out. Despite everyone I grew in my love life, I've never felt happier.
That explains it all.
Yeah.
It's just another layer of weirdness now, isn't it? So while she's shoving the fucking dead zombie doll up her pussy, she's screaming, "Fuck me, daddy!"
Ooh. Yeah.
Maybe he did.
You know the 6-month no-nonce policy, Mike?
I'm just saying, the thing out there is a theory.
The thing is, she's not, she's an okay looking woman, you know.
She just likes inanimate zombie dolls.
What I mean is she could find a human that respected her and loved her more than that doll can. I mean, it's probably a great listener,
I'd imagine she's a very good
but
listener.
it can't provide... How much emotional support can an inanimate object truly
Well,
provide?
I've got some more direct quotes from her, if you like.
Okay.
I married Kelly, but only because I accept her for who she is, Felicity added. I look past her bloody face and I don't mind her not having a jaw.
Oh.
Also, her spirit and personality traits made me know that she was the one for me and that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. To me, she is perfect, and I can feel that she loves me very deeply, and I can sense her happiness since we have married. It's a doll.
Oh, man. Yeah, she's... Well, look, yeah, you're right. Like you said, she's not hurting anyone, so good luck to her, but I kind of feel sorry for her in a way.
Yeah, seriously, she's obviously in major sort of trauma over her father's death.
Plus, this could all be bullshit, and she's doing it to sell the story and to get the attention and be in the papers. She maybe isn't.
I'll just fucking lock her up in a mental asylum and treat her. It's not the behaviour of normal people.
Yeah, but why lock her up, Ben? Well,
not lock her up, give her some treatment, you know.
Okay.
Well, that's different to locking her up, isn't it?
Oh, alright, mental asylum, locking whatever.
Lock
Isn't
her
that
up.
why she's married a 4-foot-tall child zombie doll?
Yeah, push her in front of a truck.
I wasn't going that far.
Oh, sorry.
I just want to get treatment.
Sorry, I misjudged
You
you.
wouldn't lock her away in a fucking padded room for the rest of her life?
Not for the rest of her life, just until she admits that she's insane.
Yeah, and stop shoving dolls up her fanny.
Yeah.
And
I don't condone that.
Right, I think we've dealt with
What if that
zombie
doll
men.
doesn't want it?
Yeah, what if it's... Well, it can't consent, can it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's an inanimate object.
Well,
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
but
That's a hurt,
it's
isn't it?
incapable of consenting.
Well, I don't
Think
think
about
it
the
cares
object.
either way, though, does it?
Well, I'm all for object rights. And to protect the rights of inanimate objects that maybe don't want crusty pussy juice all over them. Sorry. I was just trying to gross you out. And I
You
didn't
know
do
what?
it.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Hey, you don't get this on the BBC News at
don't.
10, do you?
So you're the childhood woman being driven out of her home by an abusive ghost.
She looks like my mum. Not the ghost.
A woman living with a troubled spirit for over 5 years has had to stay in a travel lodge because it won't leave her alone. Just for 5 years to come to this conclusion.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I've said some troubled spirits in some travel lodge.
Why didn't you just move house? Living in a travel lodge for 5
It's
years?
probably going to
No, I think
cost
she's
you
just
more.
given up. She's given up and now gone
Oh,
into the
okay.
travel lodge.
Wow.
Emily Sparks, 83, from Whittle, who is also a psychic medium, has been haunted by Joyce, who Emily claims died in the flat before she moved in. Joyce flushes the toilet for hours on end, steals her belongings, and even pulls her hair out during the night. Emily has now to stay in a travel lodge for 2 nights as it's reached a point where she can't live with it anymore.
Any cunt can book himself in for 2 nights
I
and
thought it
say,
was
"Oh,
5 years."
I just can't take it in my house anymore."
She's had like 5 years of it. She's just, I've got to go to the travel lodge for a couple of nights.
If she'd been in that travel lodge 5 years, I might think, well, then how would she know what's happening in the house if she'd been in the travel lodge 5 years? Either way, it's bollocks because there's no such thing as ghosts. But come on, let's hear a rambling justification.
She's an 83-year-old psychic gal. She's pretty good dementia.
Oh, fuck. Okay. 83-year-old psychic, aka chronic bullshitter and attention seeker.
With a touch of Alzheimer's.
Wow, that's the sequel to A Touch of Frost, the detective show, when he's in the old people's home. A touch of Alzheimer's.
You have to wheel him around the cases, and sometimes he's coherent, and sometimes he isn't.
You ever
Oh,
seen
man.
that Michelin Web
Yes.
sketch with the old Watson and Sherlock Holmes?
No.
Yes, where he,
Oh, it's brilliant. Isn't
Holmes has got Alzheimer's, and he's like,
Scooby.
oh, and he eventually, he's quite sad because he's like, I've always known, Watson. I've always known what you were doing. 'Cause Watson's like solving the case for him, making him think he's doing it.
Oh dear, that does sound quite sad.
It is. Yeah. I don't bring the mood down, Mike.
How did you get onto Sherlock Holmes?
Because of Bigfoot.
Oh man.
Well, Emily, who's a mother of 4, says she's been a psychic medium for more than 35 years. And she told me she was given the gift following the death of her first husband, but hadn't been practicing for around 10 years. After moving into her home in Checkers Road in 2011, she was told that a woman called Joyce had died in the kitchen years before. But it wasn't until 2 years later that Emily was visited by what she describes as the troubled spirit, and she hasn't left since.
So someone told her a horror story of someone dying in the kitchen years before. She has nightmares, and then has like hallucinations or whatever.
Brought on by the Alzheimer's.
And there's dodgy plumbing, so the toilet keeps flushing.
Yeah. Or she's got someone living in her cupboard.
Very true.
She might have cataracts and not be able to see. She's living with a tramp.
Oh, bless her.
Maybe like she's a mother of four. Maybe one of her deadbeat grandkids has moved in and she doesn't know. Like you know, smackhead so he sleeps all day. She doesn't know.
Yeah, it's taking advantage of Granny. Oh no. Well,
yeah.
I think that's more plausible than a fucking poltergeist called Joyce.
This is it, isn't it? I mean, it's just pulling her hair, touching the top of her head, flushing the toilet.
I'm sorry, I'm not having it.
You're not having it.
This one hasn't convinced me.
What I just like is she spent 5 years putting up with it, and then goes, oh, you know what, I've got to go to a travel lodge for 2 nights. Get away
And
from her.
whilst in that travel lodge for 2 nights, instead of enjoying being away from the poltergeist and having some peace and quiet, she thought to herself, I know what I need to do. I need to speak to a journalist from The Sun.
Essex Live.
Oh, sorry, Essex Live.
She says the ghost is 5'3", wears a mustard cardigan and a tweed skirt. She says, I've only seen her physically once, but I've seen her in a transparent state many times.
No, you haven't. You're fucking hallucinating, you're tripping. Someone go round and check she hasn't left the gas on for the last 5
That's
years.
a carbon monoxide build up in the house. That's a possibility.
No, next, come on.
Here you go then.
Oh no.
Boy inserted 39 magnetic beads up his penis because he was curious.
Thank fuck you didn't walk past the radiator. The goriest circumcision in history.
Oh! And you're stuck to it. You can't reach the thermostat to turn it down. Oh!
What a way to go.
Oh.
Stuck to a burning radiator. Anyway, yes, we're doing the story.
Actually, I think that might have taken over top of my list of not ways to go.
Yeah.
I don't know, death by bead at the penis is one for me.
I mean, I was pretty curious as a young lad, I will admit, but nothing ever went down me cockhole. Jesus Christ!
I know this stuff does not go up there, it comes out of there. That's the way it works.
Yeah. None of the holes apart from the mouth are really innie holes, are they?
Not designed to be.
No.
It's not their main function.
No, but people have always got to push it, haven't they?
Yeah.
There's always one pervert.
Well, no, male holes are designed to be sort of above the
Well,
man.
yeah, of course, we'll stiff up a lip, you know, and all that. None of that sissy cock-sucking round here. Jokes, of course, dear listener.
No, Gaz is just a right bigot.
Who sucks a lot of dick.
That's it.
I
They all
one of
do.
those
They
really-
all do.
One of them psycho ones who like I go out and like suck off a rent boy and then get so overwhelmed with self-loathing that I beat them to death afterwards. Wow, that got a bit confessional. We edit that
Up
out,
with the
Mike.
murder van.
Can we cut that? It's not the murder van anymore, not since I bleached it and found myself a girlfriend.
It's just a cleaner murder van.
Should we do the news story?
So, exploring your body while you're growing up is an important part of your adolescence.
Oh yeah.
You find out what your body's capable of, how far you can push it, and what limitations it has.
Of what you can push in it.
But there are always people who are curious, like really, really curious about their bodies and what they can do. Take a 12-year-old boy from China who reportedly stuck 39 magnetic beads up his penis because he was curious about what would happen.
Fucking hell.
The sheer thought of doing that is enough to make some blokes wince and grab their crotch. Thankfully, the boy was all okay, but only after emergency surgery. Dr. Wan Yun of the Wuhan Children's Hospital Urinology Department told Who by Television the boy arrived at A&E saying he had swallowed the beads known as buckyballs. Sounds pretty innocent, right? But when Dr. Wan took an x-ray of the boy, he noticed the balls were in a rather strange arrangement inside the boy's penis. Seems pretty strange that they'd all ended up there if they were swallowed. After a bit of questioning, the boy later admitted to sticking it up there because, well, it's just out of curiosity.
Oh my god! What was he thinking?
Well,
How many of these little beads can I fit in my cock?
39.
wow, now I've always got 39 beads on me.
I had the answer, didn't he?
Now what do I do? Why are you crying and vomiting, dear chap? Why is there piss coming out of your arsehole? Because it's backed up with nowhere else to go. I'm not a biology expert. Well, yeah, so they fixed him then.
Yeah, they got him out. Yeah, after painful surgery.
Oh, God. Well, he deserves it, really, doesn't he?
I mean, will it ever work the same way again?
I doubt it, but look at his face of that doctor. He's holding up the beads that he's removed, and his face literally is like, he really did. He can't believe it. Silly little fucker put him in his cock.
He'll always be known as magnetic.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh.
There's a picture of the surgery. It's blurred out, but it's still fucking graphic enough because you can imagine. He's basically just got some pliers on them old beads and he's just yanking them up out of there. God, I hope they put him to sleep.
I bet they had to get a magnet on the end of his dick, didn't they?
That'd have been the quickest way.
That's how I would have solved this problem.
Oh, I'd have tied a string around the last bead that was poking out the end, tied it to a door handle and slammed the door.
That'll teach you. You pervy little bastard.
Well, Jesus Christ, I need a whiskey or something now to settle the nerves.
He managed to get it tied into a knot in his bladder.
No! I just screamed right into the
It went
mic,
that far
sorry,
up,
listener.
it went into his bladder.
Ow!
Wow, that is
No.
impressive.
I am squeamish and uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
Do you want to talk about some alien love hippies?
Yeah! Some fucking delusional tools.
Unarius, the Academy of Science.
Yeah.
They're a non-profit organisation,
Funnily enough.
allegedly, founded in 1954 in Los Angeles, California. The HQ is in Calgon in California. Membership figures are unknown, but in 2004 at least, Unarius centres existed in Canada, New Zealand, Nigeria and the United Kingdom.
Wow. I was tempted, because I was on the website today and it says become a member, but I didn't click on it because I knew it would inevitably involve me sending them some form of money, wouldn't
Yeah,
it? Donation. So I
More
didn't
than
bother
likely.
looking into it.
Unarius is an acronym for Universal, Articulate, Interdimensional Understanding of Science.
They should put quotes around that last S.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Pseudoscience.
Yeah, at best.
The organisation slash cult, would you agree with slash cult?
I'll go with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit culty.
Yeah. Claims to want to advance a new interdimensional science of life based on fourth dimensional principles. Founders' channels and sub-channels have written books filled with channeled dissertations from alleged advanced intelligent beings that exist on higher frequency planes, and there's been over 100 volumes published since 1954.
Wow.
So channelers are the founders of this and the high-ranking members who are getting these messages from the interdimensional beings and extraterrestrial beings, and they're writing all that down, and then they have sub-channelers who take over some of the hassle for them.
Right, so it's
The less
like
important extraterrestrial beings got the sub-channelers.
So it's a bit like in comic books where you have like an editor and a sub-editor. You know,
Yeah.
some people are responsible for creating the main story,
That's
and
it.
others, you know, fill in the smaller bits.
Exactly.
Yeah, funny that, two fictional industries.
Having the same kind of system. Strange, that, isn't it? It's strange.
So this group, shall we
Cult.
say,
Let's say cult.
they are pretty adept, low-budget filmmakers.
I used to look into some of this stuff and I thought, you know what, that's not half bad.
They do
I've seen
some
worse.
special effects and stuff. So they're
Yeah.
basically, what they're claiming is they've interpreted, they're being passed down stories from their past lives that they've lived on other dimensions and in other planets.
Yep.
They're writing all this down and they're creating movies, dramatising it all,
Yeah.
psychodramas they call them.
They used to
came
put,
up.
yeah, they used to put them out in the 70s on public television in California.
I wish we had
70s,
public access
Yeah.
telly over here. To your
Oh,
American
God, can you imagine
listeners,
some of it though? I mean,
yeah, it'd be bollocks. But
Well,
some
we've got
great
YouTube,
stuff.
haven't we?
I guess, yeah, YouTube is the ultimate
Yeah.
public access, isn't it? But
Worldwide
so yeah,
now.
so and they believe that she is like the you know, she's basically this kind of savior of the galaxy, who's embodied
human
in
body.
Ruth. So Uriel, who is this all-powerful She-Ra,
yeah,
she is
yeah,
embodied.
She-Ra, absolutely.
She is embodied in Ruth Norman, who lives in California. She's in her body. And doesn't this come, and we spoke off mic before we started, there are some similarities to the Heaven's Gate cult, because this starts with the death of a spouse, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, they'd already started.
Mm.
It started in 1954.
Right.
Ernest L. Norman and his wife Ruth E. Norman. He died in 1971. Now, I always think there's a bit of Scientology with Ern, because he claimed to have been a child prodigy, read all his father's books alongside. His father was a surgeon, so he would win arguments with teachers alike. He would build radios, and he had a solid knowledge of Archimedean principles.
So typical narcissist with an inferiority complex who's got to make up for feeling like he's not. Oh yeah, when I was a kid I used to beat the teachers.
Yeah.
A bit like our mate, the clone bloke, Mr. Marshall.
Yeah.
Donald Marshall. I was the best fighter and the best songwriter.
Yeah.
This guy could outsmart his teachers, you know, had read all the big books.
Yeah, all that anatomy that his surgeon father, he's reading that as a kid and understanding it all, alongside his own formal education as well. Which, yeah.
There's a pattern developing with these cult leaders, isn't there?
There is. But
You see why Trump's a bit of a cult leader, can't you?
Well.
Because he's the best at everything.
Oh yeah. Nobody knows more about thermodynamics than me. Nobody. I am so good at rocket science. So good. Fuck you, Donny. Your hands are too small for rocket
But
science.
he's like,
actually,
he's
you need
like
tiny
really
hands
smart.
to get all those intricate components.
Oh,
wouldn't
actually,
you?
yeah, but he couldn't hold a pencil to do the
To do the radius of
theorems.
But he's like really smart.
So he says,
I'm totally smart.
you know what? It just never gets.
I'm like really smart.
It never gets unfunny taking the piss out of him, does it?
No, but and it's also like, you know, them people that are like, I'm mad me. Honestly, I'm mad me. You'll never have more fun than you. Oh, I'm mad. That person is always a boring fucking one note fucking drungeloid, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anybody that says I'm really hard me, I'm totally hard, they're usually a pussy. It's just, you know, anybody. I'm not gay. I'm really not gay. Oh, dicks. Bigger the front, the bigger the back.
That's it.
Yes, absolutely.
So what I'm saying is this guy was probably a fucking moron. He wasn't very good at any of these things he said he'd never won an argument with a teacher. In fact, teachers belittled him.
Yeah.
And that's why he fantasises about beating them in a debate.
That's it, probably.
You know, I'm not a psychologist, but...
Well, it seems pretty likely, though, doesn't it? That's why you end up being a cult leader.
For new listeners, I tried and failed to start.
I did
Does that
join
mean
the
you
cult.
tell me I win the bet?
No, I haven't given up yet.
Oh.
Moving on, I didn't just say that.
You did.
No, I
It's
didn't.
recorded.
Back to that idiot that we're on about.
He also claimed to possess psychic abilities. He began reading palms and also claimed, and this is fucking great.
Okay.
Now, World War II was on at this point.
Alright.
Now, for some reason, he's not in World War II. He's not fighting. He was born in 1904, so he's a bit old, actually.
Yeah,
A
maybe.
bit old.
Well, actually, 35 when it started.
41 the Americans came in, so maybe just outside the age bracket.
37.
He's working in factories, and he's reading palms, and then he's claiming to have told women of their loved ones' whereabouts and often deaths.
Oh, God.
However, this practice of describing deaths allegedly lowered morale in work plants where he worked.
Well, I've always thought
What do you
this.
expect?
What if you're a psychic and someone comes in and says, "Can you read my palm or whatever?" Or tell me my future? And it's really, really bad.
Well, it's like the duck says...
Oh, you literally
It's
go.
never bad though, is it?
No.
It's always good. So, is you going to meet a tall, dark, handsome
Yeah.
stranger, or are you going to?
Well, maybe that's part of the service. It's like the duck says
They're
in
not gonna
Back
say,
to the
"Oh,
Future, though.
Don't look good for you.
Yeah.
Parents both going to die next year. You're going to get cancer. You know,
Yeah.
no one says that, do they?
Well, that's
It's
not how
obviously
you get...
bullshit, innit?
That's not how you get repeat business, right? Is it?
That's true. We'll do an
Ford
episode of
business
psychics,
model.
actually. But imagine even worse. You're bigger, innit? Yeah. You're claiming to be psychic. You're too old to go to war, and you're going to some woman whose 20-year-old son's fighting in Japan. And you give her a nudge. You're going, "Hey, your Johnny got shot in the head today."
Half his head. Fucking gone. Poof! Like a fucking watermelon. Yeah. Can you stop, please?
Twat are you when you're doing that?
He's damaged, man. The quest for wanting to feel power over people is like...
Yeah.
I mean, look at the lengths you're going to. Like you said, yeah, that's pretty gross behaviour, isn't it?
It's pretty grim, isn't it? I
It's
mean,
really bad.
But if he really can tell,
Well.
and he's just telling the truth, isn't he?
yeah, but there's a time and a place.
Yeah, and what if he's like...
Wait until the fucking folded flag and the fucking Padres come round, eh?
Yeah, your Johnny got a missile right through the chest, right? He's in 14,000 different bits he's fucked. I'm sorry, totally dead. But then, so she spends a few years thinking Johnny's fucking blown to bits. And then Johnny comes walking in through the door 3 years later.
Yeah,
it's just
he's-
like,
he was just-
fucking hell, I spent 3 years fucking mourning your death because some cunt in the factory told me he was a psychic and he saw the missile at you.
And I married a lawyer called Derek.
I was just MIA because I went off to marry Derek.
This is Derek. Derek, this is Johnny.
Is Derek?
Is that my fucking mug? Why is he drinking out of my mug? Oh, the misery these twats cause, these fucking psychics.
Prior to meeting Ruth, Ernie gave psychic readings at a spiritualist church. So one fraud hanging around with another,
Yeah,
basically.
drawn to each other.
But apparently he was a scientist, an aeronautical engineer.
Oh,
So maybe he wasn't a child prodigy, but he was clever.
okay.
Apparently they claim the idea of the TV tube was stolen from Ernie Norman.
This is another thing that happens with cult leaders and weirdos. They always think one of their ideas was stolen. Well, they should have patented it
Yeah.
then, shouldn't they? Patented.
Yeah, pretty much. Ruth was the oldest of 8 children and took on many jobs to support her family. She had experiences in spiritualism before the UFO theme became common in the 40s. She'd been married before as well.
Okay.
Definitely had one child. And she attended the same psychic event as Ernie in the early 50s. And she was told by a group of psychics that she was being followed around by long-bearded wise men carrying books, and she would help bring these books into the future.
Okay. Wow. So these are the books, the volumes I've got in my notes, volumes of books that are from the, we haven't mentioned them yet, have we? The 33 planets.
Yes, well, we'll get to that.
So, but that's what they're on about, isn't it?
It is, yeah, these books are presumably the ones that are going to be channeled through Ruth and her husband.
It's like Bible stories, but it's from fucking space. And it sounds like it should be exciting, isn't it?
It should be exciting.
They managed to make it fucking...
Just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you sent us that video to watch earlier.
Yeah.
Now, you two made it through, Gaz. You had the help of weed.
We did, yes I did.
I was sitting there, trying to watch it, falling asleep in the chair, not having a fucking clue what they were talking about.
Well, I'm going to read some of my notes later. I got really baked, and I did make it through. I had to pause to write some things, and I went off on a tangent at one point. My girlfriend sat in for the last 20 minutes, and she wasn't very impressed. She's like, you need to pick something a bit less dry next time. I'm like, oh, we'll make this funny. But I'm like, yeah, the video was dry. It was like Bible stories.
It was, wasn't it?
Like, do you know what I mean?
That probably explains why I switched off.
It was a lot like religious.
But there was a lot of fascinating nuggets of...
There was stuff that should have been awesome, and I'll explain that later. They managed to suck all the fucking joy out of it. So yeah, we're still on. He's not dead yet, is he? Or is he just died?
No. They get married in 1954, February the 14th.
Oh, how romantic.
Also Saturnalia, let's not forget that, the old pagan festival of free love.
Oh, okay.
Free love
On the free love highway. I love that song.
So within weeks, Big Ern had channeled the first Unarius book, The Voice of Venus. Within the group at this point, 1972 to 1979, she wasn't Uriel. She was known as Ayashana.
Okay.
And Uriel, actually, sorry. She was known as both. Then she took over the Uriel thing. Made it her own.
3 names,
Yeah.
3 identities.
Schizo.
Why couldn't she just be old Ruth, eh?
Fucking Ruth Norman.
Not as good as Prince Uriel, is it?
Archangel
Old
Uriel.
Ruthie.
Archangel Uriel.
She calls herself Prince as well.
It's Prince Uriel.
Yeah.
Eh? Oof. Wow. So in the early years, Ern became a channeler by entering a trance and allowing thoughts and images to flow freely. This leads to voices and messages supposedly being received from a higher consciousness or other beings which speak through the channeler. The first books contain similar themes to early contactees. So basically they've gone for this we're receiving messages. Then you get the whole contactee thing coming in the 50s,
Right.
which was massive. Everyone was seeing UFOs in the 50s, mainly because a lot of it to do with our
Movies.
yeah.
Mainly because there were UFOs.
Mainly because there were UFOs, and it was the great saucer flap of the 50s.
Yeah.
But mainly because there was a lot of popular sci-fi moving into cinemas
And on TV,
and on TV.
you had what was that, Twilight Zone?
Yeah. Flash Gordon, of course.
Flash.
Ah!
You can't see, you can't resist.
No, you can't. Fucking love that movie too.
Me too. Saved every one of us, still do.
Yeah. Yeah. So by mentioning flying saucers, he can put that with a spiritual thing,
Right.
and all of a sudden he's got a niche in that market, hasn't he?
Well, yeah.
So,
He's got a niche in the head, if you ask me.
so the message now changes to about the aliens being concerned about atomic testing.
Ooh.
But that was a really common theme in 50s contacteeism. All the aliens in the 50s were like really against nuclear testing.
Well, that's good. The nuke was fresh, wasn't it? It
It's
was.
a man's fear as well, isn't it?
It was fresh in the
Yeah.
minds. It was in the
Biggest-
zeitgeist, wasn't it?
They're the biggest fear.
Yeah.
Think about it. He just made a. What did what's his name call it? He said,
I've become death.
I have
become
become
The
death,
eater
destroyer of worlds.
Oh, destroyer of worlds. That's it. Oh, the eater of worlds is Unicron. Silly me.
Well, that's an easy mistake to make. Wait, Uranus? Unicron?
Oh man.
I mean, if your scientist is coming out and saying that, that's gonna, imagine
And literally just before it went off as well.
Yeah.
With test space, that's pretty
I mean, it's
fucking
gonna
bad.
put the shits up you a bit, innit?
As soon as it goes off, you should stand there with your blast goggles on and go, I have become death, the destroyer of worlds. I need a guitar solo right
He
now.
had an erection while he said it.
I think he probably did. I would have.
We know that.
Old E-Money claims to have received transmissions from Mars and Venus, the homes of great teachers and ascended masters who describe their cities to him, and he went on a tour of a city in Venus psychically.
Oh wow, brilliant!
Yeah.
Astral tourism.
The beautiful thing about this is in the 50s, we now know that Venus is like a scorching hot methane-filled hellhole that no one could possibly ever live on.
Yeah.
But in the 50s, no one had been to Venus.
It's like a ball of tornado, isn't it? Hellish alien tornado.
Well, it's like a massive greenhouse gas, innit?
Yeah.
Effect went on and just sort of scorched the planet, which is probably going to happen to this planet.
It'll be fine, man. It'll be fine.
Scorched Earth.
That's
That's a good band name, isn't it?
Yeah, Scorched Earth. Yeah.
Murder Wank with special guests, Scorched Earth.
That's one hell of a heavy metal concert.
Headlined by Solar Warden. Yes!
Interdimensional.
Oh, that's the last song played, isn't it? It's the hit.
Yeah, that's
I've seen
and
on
the
that-
big inflatable penis on stage that fires out fireworks from the end.
We're getting the lighters out though for Tinfoil Camp.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Everyone gets the Zippos out. Yeah. If you haven't, search for Solar Warden on YouTube, guys, and Interdimensional Penis, and you'll find our musical. And we will have an album out. I'm looking into. We should probably say this off mic, but it costs money to get it on Spotify and stuff like
does
that.
it?
Yeah, but not much. And we will be there soon. The album will be on iTunes, Spotify, all those lovely things. You can hear our quote musical.
Well, your two's quote musical.
No, you invented Solar Warden, so you're like our Eddie.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
So
there
it's
you go.
inflatable me on stage.
Yeah. That's such a Ben request. A giant inflatable me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Riding the giant penis.
What the fuck that?
Out over the crowd.
Interdimensional penis.
That's how I got my entrance to the stage. I ride a giant inflatable penis down to the crowd.
And as it goes over the crowd, you'll be throwing out joints and mushrooms and maybe not cans of beer. I was going to say cans of beer, but you might
Yeah.
injure a few
You've
people.
obviously got a foam spray coming out the penis.
Yeah, it's just
That's
spraying
lager,
beer.
yeah. That's an entrance you're doing.
Oh yeah. Solar Warden. Coming to an arena near you. So yeah, back to the weirdo psychos.
Yeah.
Not psychos, psychics. Sorry, and that was genuine slip.
Freudian slip of Emma Osborne.
I wasn't trying to be funny.
The Normans operated out of their home in the 60s and 70s, moving around California and claiming to have lived past lives as famous people. Surprise, surprise, including Jesus and Mary Magdalene.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's always Jesus and Mary Magdalene, isn't it?
Always with the Jesus.
Always with the Jesus.
It's almost like he's the son of God.
The formation of the mission, this is what they refer to as, is the mission,
Okay.
led to the publication of the Voice series. The work describes a communication between Big Ern and Malvar of Venus,
Oh.
who gives a psychic tour of the Venetian capital, populated by Venetians who have energy bodies and living in a higher vibratory plane that would be invisible to a human. So that's why we can't see them.
So they have space gondolas.
I hope so.
That'd be fairly cool, wouldn't it?
It's to vibrate faster than I can join the people on Venus.
Yeah, they're obsessed with frequencies.
They do like a frequency.
Oh man, frequencies, vibrations, crystals, it's all got a lot
Dimensions.
to do. Yeah, dimensions and...
You
Who
should
knows,
send
it
them
could
into
all-
dimensional penis, they might adopt it.
Look, it could all be true. That frequency stuff, we can
Yeah.
only see a
A
very
lot of
small
people-
fucking range of it.
A lot of people believe all that chakra stuff, don't they? And
Look, we can't see Wi-Fi, can we? But we know
No.
it's fucking there.
yep.
So it's no different, maybe. I'm just saying, devil's advocate. I'm going to rip them later, don't you worry.
Well, they do believe that the word of God is a frequency.
Yeah, to Insanity. Insanity FM.
The word of God is a frequency. There's a
The
song
first sound
But,
in the universe, isn't it?
I don't know. I thought that was bang.
Yeah.
And each
too.
religion has sort of it's meant to be the word Om.
Uh,
Om.
The Om songs.
So Amen. Om. And different religions have the same. They channel that sound. That's meant to be the sound of God.
wow.
What is he then?
Frequency. Apparently.
I think the sound of God is, would you like a blowjob tonight, darling? Why, yes, I really would. I love you, Jesus.
I'll make you a sandwich after.
Oh, fuck me, there is a God. And I love him. Hold me to your bosom, God.
Assuming the god's a female in that case.
I don't care. If it's God who's getting me the blowjobs, I'll put my head in a man's bosom.
Fair enough. Right, so the 7 Voice series.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the voice of Venus, the voice of Eros, the voice of Orion, the voice of Themes, Muse, Uranus, and Elysium. Sorry.
Say asylum.
That's where they fucking belong, yeah? I was going to say, fucking hell.
And each one has a speciality. So Venus is healing, Eros is science, Orion is education, Hermes is philosophy. Sorry, that was Hermes, not Themes. Sorry, that was my mistake. Can't read my own handwriting.
Hermes, the delivery company.
Yeah, they are. They're all about philosophy. The philosophy of getting your package to you in one piece.
It's an important philosophy to have.
For a delivery company.
Yeah, very lovely. Yeah.
Muse is the arts, Uranus is leadership, and Elysium is devotion.
Hopelessly devoted to you.
So let's go to their core beliefs, and we've got what I've got written down at the website.
Okay.
Their own website, Uranus Academy of Science, I assume .com, or www.uranus.org. So what they believe, in a nutshell,
Unarius, sorry.
Unarius.
It is hard to say.
You say Unarius,
Yes, I say Unarius.
Let's call the whole thing God. We're very musical today.
It must be the weed. Well, this is
I've
already...
been watching this all week and
Well, that's
my
true.
mind's I was making to the hour-long video, but my mind's expanded.
It's pretty trippy already. We haven't even got to space Tesla.
No. Fuck's sake, no. So, what they believe, everything is energy. Energy is never created or destroyed, it merely changes form. You are the energy. You, as a form of indestructible energy, possesses a soul that has been recorded data from past lives.
So it's like a hard disk.
Yeah.
Keep-
Hard.
So the disc stays the same, but the shell changes. Yeah.
Pretty much. All that is currently happening to you has its origins in past lives and actions. Now we're on to the whole Glenn Hoddle disabled people are paying for it now, aren't they?
Oh, is he one of them? I remember him saying that, but I didn't realise it's because he was a fucking Unarius. And
No, I don't think he was.
No, but he did have a spiritual advisor
He
who was
did.
probably into this kind of shit.
Faith healer.
Faith healer, that's it.
well,
Irene, somebody.
Drury?
Yeah.
Something
that's
like that.
Look where that way got you. Fucking hell, I can't speak. Look where that got you. Huddle.
it. Yeah.
Yes. So to progress, one must record more positives than negatives. Negative acts must be compensated by positive acts. And then you've got various strata exist outside of physical worlds where beings of higher and lower nature reside. So that's who they're channeling. Presumably the higher ones are the lower ones.
Well,
Watch out for them lower ones.
she claims to be.
See, you got too much porn or viruses on your computer. It's not going to run properly, is it?
That's it.
Well,
Continuing the computer analogy.
they do claim that these people they're in contact with, essentially on the video that me and Mike watched, I don't know if you got to this bit, 'cause you made it about halfway through, didn't you?
Yeah, but I was switching on and off.
There are 33 planets.
Yes.
Confederation planets, she calls them. And she, Ruth, she'd like to be called, what was it, Uriel.
Yeah.
I refuse. She's Ruth.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm dead naming her. Do you know what dead naming is?
No.
It's a new thing where if someone has transitioned from male to female or vice versa, and like they're now known as Sharon and they used to be Steve,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to call them Steve.
Ah.
That's dead naming them and is utterly wrong. But I'm going to dead name the fuck out of Ruth. Uriel.
Archangel Uriel.
I can fucking knock
Archangel
off
Prince
Disney.
Uriel.
Well, 33 Confederation planets, right? And all 33 are joined and they're waiting for us. Okay.
Try some.
Had to be 33, didn't it?
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck the
I
Masons.
missed that. Yeah.
Me too.
Not only that, Jesus was 33.
Oh, fuck.
Well, and each planet.
Whose phone was that?
Wasn't me.
I think it's mine. It's on silent, but it vibrated. I'm sorry, it's on the floor.
Yeah, very good.
So each of these planets has a spacecraft, right? And from the way Ruthie
Only
Baby,
one spacecraft though.
from each planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way Ruthie Baby explained it is all those spacecraft are coming here and they're going to join a bit like the Constructicons,
Yeah.
one on top of the other.
Yes, I've seen the model. There's a
Right,
model inside
yeah.
the lobby, isn't there?
They're all on top.
The
It's going
building.
to create some sort of like super city type thing.
That's it. Where people are going to go and learn.
Yeah,
and
we're going to go there like an intergalactic university and learn to
Yeah.
not be cunts.
Well, everybody.
Yeah, because Uriel, or Ruth, she's been round, as I'll get to, she's been round all these 33 planets, right, and cleaned up a bit.
She has, yeah.
And I'll give you some examples later on. And,
Cleaned up with your slack.
Well, yes. Honestly, she goes into these planets, old Ruthie baby.
She helped a guy down in the mines, didn't he? Got
Yeah,
trapped.
yeah. Well, his name was.
Oh yeah.
His name was Lum,
I
Mike.
got, I, got
Ah,
that,
Lord.
I got that from the fucking video. I watched that bit. Yeah.
His name was Lum, and his robot was a
Yeah.
bit sad
Mm,
because Lum was stuck down there.
that was it.
Lum was stuck under the ground, and the robot couldn't find him. But our mate Ruth, or Uriel, as she was, located Lum. She let the robot know, and he had a laser built into the middle of his chest. This robot.
That's convenient.
And he blasted a hole, and then it sort of transitioned into some weird stuff in the Bible stories video we watched. Because of this robot being a bit of a knob, they started to make their robots to look human and to only ever speak the truth. And the reason Lum was trapped, he was trapped there on purpose because of some political differences. And they had a dramatisation in one of their movies of these political differences, and it looked like, I've written in my notes, their dramatisation looks like 1970s regional pro wrestling with a lower budget. So Ruth shows up to all these planets, psychically.
Of course. Through a channeling and all that.
Yeah, through a channeling. And Ruth, she's sort of like a human Wi-Fi machine connecting everyone in the galaxy. Everyone, Ben, this is how important she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every being in the fucking galaxy all channels through Ruth, and she's the key that links everyone psychically together.
She's that bird at the old telephone exchange plugging wires in.
Yeah.
Psychic wires, yeah.
Psychic wires, yeah. And
she hasn't psychically fucked me, has she?
Possibly. And I'd like to read to you a little something that, because they mentioned something in the video, just one little thing, offhand comment that they mentioned that got me off thinking. So, the inhabitants of these 33 Federation planets, they're positive, kind and helpful. They are vastly superior to us unenlightened humans. And each of the planets has nominated a champion to represent their respective worlds. Yeah. These are the best of the best that each planet has to offer, right?
Yeah.
The most preeminent minds, the most spiritually unrivaled thinkers, warriors of galactic virtue, leaders of men, these fine and superlative examples of intelligent life, these unparalleled representatives of universal greatness, all have one thing in common.
What's that?
They all just happen to think that Ruth is even better than they are.
Wow.
Ruth in fucking downtown Nowheresville, USA, driving a battered station wagon with a giant plastic flying saucer.
Oh, you leave the car alone, that's amazing.
She is the most impressive being in the galaxy. Not Mahatma Gandhi, not Jesus Christ, Frank Bruno or JFK, no.
Or Chris Akabusi.
No, it's fucking Ruth, the batty old granny who dresses like a fucking disco ball which rolled through Dolly Parton's wardrobe and then fell into a vat of mouldy LSD. She! The ultimate uber being, leading the galaxy in excellence. The, quote, way-shower of way-showers, as they called her. Not Albert Einstein, not Mother Teresa, not Abraham Lincoln, Aristotle, Shakespeare, Nikola Tesla or Hulk Hogan. No, it's Ruth fucking Norman. The fucking charlatan from California with her pendulous knackered fanny, creaking hips, dressed like Ric Flair's fucking granny. She is the leading light of the entire fucking universe.
Come off the fence, Gaz.
Oh, Gaz is off the fence. That was amazing. Ric Flair's granny, that's fantastic.
That's how important she fucking is. I mean, talk about a fucking ego. If you're going to make up a story about yourself, do you know what I mean? There's fucking like, oh yeah, I had the long jump record at school. Like, oh no, I am literally the most important being in the entire fucking galaxy. Of all the known realms, of all the dimensions, it all comes through me. I am essentially God.
Yeah.
This fucking Baco foil bint.
Well, I'm a believer. I'm going to join them.
Let us know how that goes for you. And then realise you've got no money.
Does not surprise me, man.
They got science in the name, they must be real.
So these 33 champions, though, the greatest the galaxy's got, they all think Ruth's the best.
Even does it include Vrilli? Or Vrillian?
They don't mention Vril in the stuff.
They don't
I saw.
actually. No, I was looking for him, but
Not by name. They do mention I think they do mention like the Federation of Council of Light or something like that.
Oh right, but we should mention the reason I talked about Ruth having a flying saucer glued to the roof of a battered station wagon is
awesome.
because they literally.
It's not a station wagon.
Well, whatever the fuck it is, it's a shitty old American car with a fucking giant plastic saucer.
Urian on the front.
A giant flying saucer glued to the roof,
Yeah.
and they drive round in that like it's some sort of proof that they're talking to space aliens.
Yeah.
But if I glue a giant cock on the roof of me van, it doesn't make me a porn star. It's a shit car, Ben.
I like the car.
It's not exactly the Batmobile.
It's not. I'm pretending it is.
It's their little vehicle. It represents their little cult. Our cult's got its own vehicle, like fucking Ecto-1. Look at it, we just stuck a fucking flying saucer on the roof.
Oh, Mike, what do you say about the car?
I love it.
See?
It's proper retro, I love it.
It is.
Do you think the most supreme being in the entire known galaxy would be seen dead driving around in that fucking thing?
I doubt she ever drove herself.
Oh, do you think she'd have something a little bit more classy, like a fucking donkey?
I would actually.
Really?
I would expect it to be really modest.
Oh, like some movie where God works on a building site or something, like. Fuck. It's fucking bad.
You seen Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade,
Yeah.
drink from the cup and he picks the wrong one.
Yeah, that's a typical
It's the
Nazi thing, isn't it? You know.
It's the carpenter's cup, it's the modest one.
Yeah.
Don't you
That's the
think?
mark of a true leader.
Don't you think she looks
I
a
like
bit?
you, Mike.
There's a modest car, even though she's the...
Look at those
She
clothes.
Arcades
spent,
of the
all her car budget on the fucking outfits.
Well,
That's why
yeah.
she's driving around in that gas.
Don't you think she looks like a bad guy from like series 1 of Doctor Who from like the 1950s, 60s or something?
Yeah,
Just,
the films do look Doctor Who-ish. I've got a video of one of the
Oh, can we
psychodramas.
call a Chris break, please?
Of course we can.
Oh, thank you. And we're back. So, now, in the 1970s, well, Big Earn died in 1971. Ruth continued with her sub-channels and now authored books with her two sub-channels, Thomas Miller and Louis Spiegel, who are effectively known as Cosmon and Antares. Those are their space names.
Space names.
At this point, Ruth sort of comes into her own, as we alluded to earlier. She's very much the figurehead of all this now.
Right.
So she starts coming out with stuff like she's claimed over 200 past lives. Much of Uranian cosmology revolves around her past lives. This is where we get the 33 Planet Confederation.
Right.
And this is where she takes the name Uriel the Archangel in 1973.
She's lived all them different lives, and just one of them just happened to be the most important being in the galaxy.
Because she'd been so good in her previous life.
Oh,
wasn't it?
Archangel Uriel. So I could build up to being. You're telling me I could build up in my lives eventually to being good enough to be rewarded with the position of Archangel Gaz.
Yeah, maybe.
Uriel Gaz.
Sounds like a really bad transformer.
Hang on a minute. Uriel.
If you're going to say Uri
Geller. Holy shit.
No.
Wow.
He's too much of a capitalist cunt nowadays. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, I guess. But he did say he was going to, like, be like a super, like a, what's it called? The opposite of a superhero.
A super villain.
A supervillain. And, like, throw the election with his psychic powers. It's like supervillainish, isn't it?
Attention stealing twat.
Yeah, a bit like this fucking Ruth Norman.
In November 1973, Uriel, or Ruth, bought 67 acres of land for the Space Brothers to land on.
Oh, wow. So she's committed.
Yeah?
Committed to it. She should be committed to a fucking institution.
But every time the source, she gets on making various prophecies about when these sources are going to throw up, but it would be within her lifetime. That was a thing.
Show up.
Yeah.
You said throw up.
Did I? Throw up,
Which
show
is
up,
even
rock
funnier.
up, whatever.
Well, they might be feeling a bit sick after all that space travel, so they show up and throw up.
They eventually got back to 2001.
Right.
But then apparently 9/11 got in the way.
Ah,
That's why they didn't show up.
Well, because they saw what was going on and went,
Because
fuck
there is a
that.
documentary out there that is conducted by the lead singer of Dead Kennedys that interviewed them.
Is he a believer?
Well, no.
Oh, that's alright.
Did it for some TV show, I don't know,
Uh-huh.
but apparently it was lost for years or something and it came out. It's like an hour and a half long, I think.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I didn't want to make through all that one either, to be fair.
So you're saying the 33 Confederation planets looked at 9/11 and went, hang on, we all know jet fuel can't melt steel beams, we're not going there.
Well, apparently in the interview she said that apparently it's because there's too much chaos now and we couldn't deal with it.
So we
After
fucked it up for
9/11,
ourselves.
yeah, 9/11 stopped them.
Well, that's not very fucking helpful of them, is it? In anything, we need them more, don't we?
But Archangel Uriel, she showed up and saved all them other fucking planets. Why can't she save this one? Silly cow. She's
She's
fucking,
dead now.
She's exactly. She's
Well-
worse than Vrilly boy. She's fucking less than useless.
I know, one broadcast in 1977, not heard a peep from him since.
I know, what a twat. And only in Kent.
And the daft cunt left. And this is my theory on it. For the listener, the broadcast that told us about Vrilly, it only went out to one very small section of the UK. It was a broadcast signal which overtook the live signal, and it was a message from Vrilliant, who's going to save us all. But he only broadcast to one county in the UK. But I reckon the smug fuck flew off on his spaceship with his space joint, thinking that he'd broadcast to the entire planet, thinking, job done, woo! And then all this time he's been back on his spaceship and that, and they keep saying to him, Vrilly, are you sure you told the Earthlings? Of course I fucking did. I fucking broke into a signal box. I fucking broadcast it. Relax. Well, they don't seem to have been heeding the warning.
No.
And
He's got progressively shitted
Of course, in the 70s, he was a lot younger then, really. Bit of a stoner.
Yeah, man, that looks a bit right.
He's a
Perhaps
fucking
perhaps he wasn't head of the galactic light then. You know, he was just a messenger.
Well, he fucked it up anyway, didn't he? And so did this fucking Ruth. She instead of going off and saving these 33 planets in really boring fucking ways, as I found out from the Bible story video today, she should have saved this one.
I'm with you.
I'm glad she's dead.
Well, it's old age you took care of that rather than anything else, though.
Oh yeah, Baco foil binned. For the listeners, she dresses like she honestly.
Yeah, you've
she
got
looks
to
like,
watch the videos.
looks like a Doctor Who reject.
But in 1976, the past life therapy became part of the group's curriculum and eventually the main activity of the students. And this led to the group's heyday in the 80s when members made films about their past lives and they were shown on public broadcast TV channels all over America.
Those films were made in the 80s. They look like they were made in the 60s.
Yeah, made in the
They're
80s,
so shit and low budget.
We have a clip for you now.
Yeah.
Like I said, they do some special effects.
Yeah, it's not bad.
This one's called The Underground Cities of Mars.
Wow.
Greetings, space travelers. I am your space fleet coordinator, Uriel. We speak to you armchair travelers as well as others coming along. As this is a reconnaissance flight, only a few passengers have been invited. The space flight to Mars and visit to the underground cities is not fiction, but is a factual, psychic, mental happening, wherein you, the listener, will be taken psychically along with us in this great historical event. We sense that you are interested in some data regarding the craft in which you will be taking your space flight. You can see that it is one of the circular type vessels, similar in appearance to two inverted bowls with tops together.
Because it is too weird.
And
That's literally what you made it from.
with the three familiar
It is very Doctor
ball
Who, isn't it?
landing
It is.
gear. Many openings are
First
portholes. It is shiny, silver or chrome in appearance, a mixture made of crystal and gold, which is indestructible and yet quite light. The craft is completely uncluttered with furnishings. The main object in this section is the viewing lens, located here in the center. The lens has the appearance of an inverted, large crystal bowl, and it is to us most beautiful.
Wow.
Yep. I think you can go to their website and purchase some films if you want to.
So that, dear listener, was the voice of Uriel, the most powerful, important, holy being in the entire galaxy, in all the galaxies.
Sounding like a flight attendant.
Yes. And looking like a fucking Dolly Parton tribute act. in the Twilight Zone. Fuck
They do
me.
like dressing up, don't they?
They do like dressing up. And some of the costumes are great.
Yeah.
I assume that's where all their money went. Probably where they couldn't get a better car, guys.
Fuck that.
Not there was
car.
anything wrong with that car. It was awesome.
Flying saucer on the fucking roof. It's like a pizza delivery box.
It was
Oh,
awesome.
we deliver bullshit. We deliver bullshit stories about UFOs straight to your door.
See what she has to say about the landing of the crafts that are meant to become the alien crafts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Greetings, friends. I am Uriel. There will be 33 starships come from various planets and descend to Earth and land on Unarius property that I have purchased 15 years ago for this very purpose. These ships, starships, will land, and they have been built to all interconnect. Like this model you see behind me, they have been built so that they all interconnect. And when
Constructicons, form Devastator!
they will land, and it will.
Just pause it a second. It's Megan the Merciless's mom. Doesn't it? That's what she looks like.
Or his auntie or something.
She pointed out, she said,
Mother!
They've been builded in a certain way so that they all interconnect.
Yeah, and they're gonna join like fucking Transformers, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh man, that's I'll give her a due. Some of the costumes are fucking amazing. I mean...
Yeah.
Have you destroyed that planet yet, Ming? We're working on it, Mom.
You won't get called the mercenary if you can't destroy a planet, mate.
Oh, man.
I've seen your Facebook page. I know what to call yourself.
And who's Judith?
Fucking hell.
She's just a girl, just a friend.
She's liking your posts.
Be a permanent structure on the Earth world where people can come from all over the world to study and learn, and each ship will be loaded with 1,000 passengers from each world. So that means we'll have 33,000 what you call aliens. To me, they're my beloved advanced brothers and sisters from these other worlds. I am very familiar with all the people who will come. I have been working with them for many, many thousands of years. These ships have been built of crystal and gold and will last eternally. They will not deteriorate nor will age ruin them in any way. Each ship will teach a different topic, a different part of evolution. Like medics, education, music, arts, all the various things that man needs to learn. It will be a total and complete education. People will come from Europe and all over the world to study and learn this new way of life.
As far as Europe.
Galactic University.
So, hang on.
And is the music teacher Rufus?
Oh, if he was, I'm behind it. See,
Wild
the peak
Stallion.
pinnacle of universal music, has she never heard fucking Metallica's Black Album? Fuck off.
Well, 33 planets, man. And not one of those 33 planets could find a being more important or psychically powerful. Think about that for a second. Every single being,
Yeah.
the way they're psychic, it only works by connecting through her. She is literally the Wi-Fi box connecting every being in all the
She's
galaxies.
like Professor X in Cerebro.
Surely she should be like just like buzzing with power. If you went anywhere near her, it would like psychically like throw you to the ground like a, you know, if you tried to go near the most powerful electrical transformer.
I know, because she controls it so she can be interactive with it.
Wow, she's powerful. I mean, she's probably could give God a run for his money. Because she could just disconnect everyone.
I don't think they go for God though, do they? It's all about the aliens. Because remember that Ernie she claimed Ern was an alien. They're both aliens.
Mm.
But he's gone home. He didn't die. He went home.
Oh well.
It seems like some kind of weird grief counselling should be carried out.
Quite possibly.
Well,
Again, like you said earlier though, the death of a loved one spirals her onto all of this. Ernie's just fucking writing down stuff to channeling things from people on Venus. All of a sudden they're going to land and educate everybody.
well, remember, he was the guy who, you know, liked to tell strangers in factories how their sons died.
Yeah.
Even though he had no knowledge of. Oh Jesus! The cat scared me to death. He had no knowledge of how they died. But I've lost my train of thought. Thank you, cat. But I'm just glad I wasn't being attacked by ninjas.
I've got another little video of her speaking if you want.
More of the world's most powerful being.
Yep.
Uriel speaks to Earth.
Have been, and what we have done in our many lifetimes is the key to overcoming any problem we may encounter in the present. Uriel, Unarius co-founder and originator of the self-help practice known as past life therapy, explains why.
Man must begin to realize that every deed, every experience, every thought that he has ever had is electronically impinged in his energy body, his true self. You see, he must realize that he is dual in nature. He has a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. He has a physical and an astral self. The astral self, or the subconscious, lives in the fourth dimension. And every experience that man undergoes, it is electronically impinged within his electronic body that exists in the fourth or the next dimension. And there it resides or remains until such time that man begins to do something about it. That is, in the way of study this science and learn how to discharge these many, many negations. Man must first realize that he is an infinite being that exists eternally. The average earth person does not realize that he lives forever. There is no such thing as death with the spirit self. The physical body, the atomic body dies, but the true being, the true individual, lives forever. And when he leaves his physical body, as you earth people call death, then the self, the individual, the subconscious, the energy, or the psychic anatomy moves on into the next dimension, the fourth dimension. And there he lives until he learns what he went there to learn, until he experiences a cycle there in the astral world, astral dimension. Then he comes back, either to this world or to another world. Now, first of all, man must realize that he has lived countless thousands of times before. Every person that lives on this earth world now has lived thousands of lifetimes before, many thousands.
Well, so there you go.
Fucking batty old bint.
And you raise a valid point. I mean, she's the most powerful psychic being in the galaxy.
Yeah.
And she's just some old woman from California in a Baker Fall dress.
Yep.
I mean, why isn't she resplendent in gold armour with a flaming halo?
Oh, well, I gave you a reason for that. Humility.
Or just someone who's not fucking useless. Should she have the... should she look like
I
a
agree with that.
superhero? Do you know what I mean?
She should. If she's that powerful, why doesn't she try and fix the problems on Earth?
I mean, instead we've got a granny with a fanny that looks like an head jug with his guts hanging out. Do you know what I mean?
Especially after all the young male cult members have, and
Oh,
maybe female
God,
cult
yeah.
members have worked their way through it.
She's been pounded more times than Rocky's fucking hung up beef.
Oh, you're spending more time than Rocky, in all fairness.
Oh, yeah, pounded more than Rocky's face.
Just block with his face. It's not a good boxing tactic.
More pricks than a second-hand dartboard. I mean, come on.
It's... Oh, it's insanity, isn't it?
Do you want to hear some of the... because not only is she the most powerful psychic being, Ben, but the reason that the 33 planets are joined together and waiting for Earth is because Ruth's been about and fucking helped them all out.
Oh, you said with the robot and the guy buried.
Yeah, I tried to listen to some of their fucking... I've forgotten what they're called. Unarius?
Yeah.
Unarius sort of Bible stories, Bible studies. So the idea is that all these planets have passed on the stories of their struggles down psychically, and it's all been written down by Earth people, and she's the channeler for it. So she went to a planet called Callium, right?
Okay.
So I told you about the first planet, you know, with a sad robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a chest laser. should be fucking cool, shouldn't it? It already sounds like it should be cool. Chest laser, sad robot.
Does
No.
sound like a Doctor Who episode.
Fucking boring as fuck. Planet Callium. This is what I got from the things. 12-year-old, 6 foot tall computer genius
Right.
with long blonde hair. He discovered the isotope, aged 5.
Okay.
I remember this one.
Yeah, Ruth spoke to him. I'm seeing a theme develop. The planet was in deep shit. It's made out of crystals. Crystallography is what their science is called.
Right.
Crystallography. Bet that's a planet full of fucking hippies.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Crystal fucking planet, do you know what I mean? Little
Yeah.
fucking
Or meth
arseholes.
addicts.
All wet white people with dreadlocks.
I saw this great meme. It was like this new age bird had gone down to the new age shop and bought all these different little rocks that do stuff and glued them to her steering wheel.
Oh wow, did that
And
cause
she was
her
like,
death
"Oh look, every
somehow?
time I go there, I've got good vibes, good whatever they are."
Yeah.
And so he said, "Oh, well done, you've just turned your airbag into a claymore." that thing fucking goes off.
Yeah.
The airbag goes off. She's just getting shredded by flying rocks.
She deserves it, the smelly hippie. My notes, it literally just says here, I'm lost. I tried following along. They send love through the crystals. all these beings, because that's quite important, that they're a lot more loving than us. They're more advanced,
right, yeah.
you know, the ones that she's fixed anyway, you know, and they're sending the love through the crystals. And we didn't mention as well, it's important to note that Tesla, him, Nikola Tesla. Nikolai. You say Nikola, I say Nikolai. He is some sort of a space ghost now, and his towers, they were his gift to Earth so that we can get in, and the 33 planets can now be joined using basically Tesla towers and that sort of vibrational tech.
Yeah.
It's all very sciencey, Ben. So they're sending the love through the crystals on the tower.
Okay.
Ruth gets them all together, and basically there's a bit of teaching there that said if we extend our minds mentally, not physically, that'll kill you.
Yeah.
If we mentally extend our minds towards the crystal, Ben,
Okay.
we can access psychically this galactic knowledge. So that's the challenge to you two now over the next week, to just think about this knowledge and it'll come to you somehow, apparently.
You know this isn't going to happen, guys.
She goes to there's infinite inner worlds. That's quite important. Like sort of a bit like where does Ant-Man go? The quantum realm. It's a bit like that.
Okay.
Inner worlds with giant temples full of tens of thousands of people, and the knowledge comes from the inner worlds to the outer world. But
It's
anyway,
very far out a week because it doesn't seem to get there very fast.
well, we're not in the inner world, but there's a planet called Planet Doomer.
I think it's Planet Doom then.
And you'll like this planet though, actually, because this is a fast-paced, selfish planet obsessed with thrill-seeking.
What's wrong with me?
Well, of all the planets, this one sounds the fucking best, trust me.
Yeah.
And there's like these motorways everywhere, and everyone drives these tiny little bullet-like cars that are just uber
That's
fast.
pretty sweet.
And they love them because they're thrill-seekers. And their leaders are scientists. Ruth visits again.
Oh.
The leaders are scared to talk to other planets. They didn't realise you could psychic things existed. They were only into the physical, and they're obsessed with sort of
Cocaine hookers.
yeah, and they're sort of obsessed with turning themselves into robots, building robot bodies, becoming mechanical, being, you know, just better, seeking their thrills. And Ruth educates them on the psychic love and the crystals and the, you know.
Yeah, right. She's turned the only fun planet in the galaxy into a fucking bore zone.
Well, it said that lots of planets lost their sort of identity to technology.
Oh, I don't like it.
And then this, I've literally written in my notes and highlighted it there. Fuck me, because if it didn't get self-aggrandizing, you know what I mean. If it didn't get as self-masturbatory enough, it then said that the poetry of Ruth's dead husband.
Right.
She used this poetry to soothe warring fucking factions.
Wow.
His poetry stopped wars.
Space wars and
Is
that.
there no end to the talents of this couple in downtown California? Ruth soothed their mechanical society with poetry, and I think everyone...
Surely the machines would not take well to simple emotional poetry.
Well, somehow she saved the day with her powers. We move on to the Garden Planet. This is where them kids were having a riot.
That's it.
Garden Planet sounds nice, but people there were smashing statues, young people, and calling for a revolution. And they did drugs, man.
Oh no.
And then it went into a bit of lesson, like it went into the real world, the video, and it said, instead of being spiritual, we take Valium. Strangely enough, and it went on a little tangent about why Valium's bad.
I remember that.
We need to find our inner higher frequencies. Every time Ruth contacts one of these planets,
Right.
because she's always doing us favours, every time she contacts ones, it raises Earth's karmic frequency.
Oh, so that's just public service announcements kind of thing.
On this planet there were kids, and the kids were basically so sick of the way things were boring and sort of the way things were, they were like killing themselves in protest and weird things and trying to cause a revolution.
Smash up the place, up there.
Smashing the place up, taking drugs, till Ruthie Baby comes along, all the way from California. Hi guys, I'm here to save your planet. Next planet, this gets interesting. Well, it should be, but fuck me. The way this video was put together.
They
Anyway,
weren't great at telling these stories,
No.
were they?
Planet Polaris. Ooh.
Ooh.
Lots of mutants live here
Yeah.
because they've been fucking around on this planet with gene splicing.
Ah.
And it's weird how
bad
you
news.
might see a pattern soon. Each planet represents a different problem that we have here on Earth, and there's a bit of a moral in there and a story.
We're going to have a nuclear war planet soon.
Well, yeah. Well, there is a war planet. Right, mutants, right, they've been doing gene splicing and fucking around, and I couldn't believe this. This is when I sat up and went, oh? They were mixing it with lizards, and I started to listen, and I thought, where's this fucking going? But then it went in another direction. They created, because this is what happens when you fuck around with genes, and I had to double check this, not 50 foot, they created a 500 foot tall dinosaur.
Yeah.
That then went on the fucking rampage.
And they just drew it a brachiosaurus, didn't they?
Yeah, it looked like a brachiosaurus. And,
why would you create a 500-foot dinosaur?
I don't think they were trying to. They were fucking around with genes and this
look at Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
Not to be 500 fucking foot tall.
Clever girl. 500 foot tall, and Ruth had to fucking wrestle it with her mind, obviously.
Oh.
She didn't actually,
I was hoping she was actually manifest herself out and fight the giant thing, but okay.
Well, Ruth turned up, and guess what? Sorted them out, didn't she? Good old Ruth. There's one planet, I didn't get the name of it, but it's suffering from the after effects of a biological war.
Yeah.
And there's a widespread disease. But Ruth showed up and saved the fucking day like Flash Gordon.
How did you make it do that fucking hour and 10 minutes of that?
I kept going. And
give us one more. Give us the best one. What you got?
We're pretty close to the end now. I've written here. These stories and the way they are told by the narrator are so slow and boring that they make a cricket match look like a fucking Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe game. Fuck me. This should be exciting shit, man. We've had cyborgs, robots, crystal planets,
500-foot dinosaurs,
500-foot dinosaurs, fucking
Godzilla's harder dad showing up.
Well, they are 70s educational videos, you know.
I thought there were videos of business that past lives, and there were. Oh no, this is Ruth, isn't it? Sorry, yeah.
This isn't. This is like, like Gaz says, it's like a Bible stories, isn't it?
Well, pretty close to the end now. I've basically written it. I'm losing. You can see I'm losing faith with. I'm getting bored of taking notes now. I've written shit fairy tales. On another planet, some other bollocks happens again. Young people killing themselves as an act of revolution. Something about frequencies and retarded people. Brackets, seriously. They use the word retarded.
That was the 80s.
Yeah, so Ruth...
I didn't get this far. I missed the last 10 minutes.
Ruth is the conduit for the universe. All psychic activity flows through her, like she's a human Wi-Fi router. Towers and a special staff, so Tesla towers, and there was this special staff that turned up in a lot of the stories. It was quite important. Something about a staff. Well, possibly. And then what I found incredibly fucking rich is at the end, the video basically slags off openly all of the sort of new age churches and spiritual, all it basically says, all that's bullshit, they're all charlatans, beware of, you know, people making tall tales, big claims. Right? We are the only truth, we're the only ones that aren't charlatans.
No big tall tales here.
No 500-foot dinosaurs, but it's not bollocks. And the last note I put was the movies they made so fucking bad, or that movie in general, that documentary, so fucking bad it made cyborgs, robots, spaceships, wars, explosions, all seem boring and tiresome. Utter drivel. So yeah.
So it's a 0 star from you?
Yes, she saved, what I got from it was, all I really got from it was she saved all these planets and linked them together in love and harmony. And they're sending love through Tesla towers, and that's linking them all together. And we're supposed to join up with them, Ben. But obviously, as it transpires, because they haven't turned up here yet, we fucked it up too much, haven't we? And she went and died before they got here.
Yeah, she died in 1993. Her death destroyed the prophecy the landing would occur in her lifetime, which split the group.
Now, I think what destroyed it was the fact that it was a complete and total fabrication from the start. Silly.
Yeah.
Silly woman.
Yeah, like I say, it did split the group though, because there they have a council, they don't have a leader. They also take equal leadership responsibilities. So we're stuck with Uriel and Ruth and their fantastical journeys through the cosmos, solving other planets' problems but not our own. And some ones you go back to Big Ern's teachings, so make us being nicer to one another and they scrap the aliens.
So is she still Uriel? She's just in a different physical body somewhere else in the galaxy
In
now?
theory, we're still waiting for Uriel
So
to
she
be
could still save us
reborn on Earth.
Well, fucking Aaron really, like I said earlier, they're the worst tag team since the Bushwhackers, man. Fucking useless.
Yeah, they were.
Fucking hell.
Do you know, on an unrelated matter, I got Mike to watch Batman vs Superman on Friday and he enjoyed it. Mike liked a superhero movie.
Is it because of how dark and miserable it is? Yeah. Because it's utterly gloomy.
I'd say, yeah, it would have been better if the nightmare scene was longer.
Yeah, you really liked the
I
nightmare.
did like the bit in the desert though, actually. That nightmare scene where he fights where he's in desert Batman gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then he gets betrayed for the
And
Yeah,
there's like two armours, isn't there? Superman's army, and then there's
Batman's all gorilla mode.
Yeah.
and like fighting a war.
Well,
Now that I want to see more of. I like that bit.
I didn't like it. I've got to be honest. There were bits of it I enjoyed, but as a whole, I left the cinema feeling like I'd been punched physically. I was drained. How much misery. Even the score is literally like this.
A Wonder Woman scene's really cool.
It's so miserable.
That's what I loved it.
Wonder Woman's on entrance.
Yeah, her
themes,
theme
alright.
is Ace. I like her theme.
It's
but-
going back to a sort
Well,
of.
yeah.
It's going back to harking back to the sort of 80s Batman, late 80s
It's
Batman.
so relentlessly
Tim
fucking
Burton.
miserable.
I quite enjoyed it.
And like within the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh fuck this, because like, Batman's just like, all of a sudden he's just like, fuck it, I like guns now. And
That's
he
true,
kills
though.
people like left, right, and centre. He doesn't kill. He's never killed. He's not a murderer. He's an entirely skilled ninja.
He does
detective.
kill people though. I mean,
Not in the books, man. He never ever
well, in the films he
kills.
does though. He just kill people. I mean, it's like
In the first one, yeah, in the first Tim Burton one. But that's what I mean. They're just bastardising the character. It's a pretty cool characteristic that he does maim people and cripple people and disable people, but he never kills them. It's his principle.
which would sort of save him a lot of hassle in future encounters. Like he just killed the
Never
Joker.
uses guns.
Could he kill the Joker's sides? Allegedly stabbed the Joker's neck in the killing Joker.
Yeah,
But
they do so.
if he'd have just like killed the villains in the first bit, the first time he encountered them, he wouldn't have to be dealing with all that shit.
Well, yeah,
He's making a rod for his own back, really.
Could he be using rubber bullets?
nah, you see him just
No.
blowing motherfuckers up, man.
Yeah.
He uses a flamethrower on somebody.
Oh yeah.
The Batmobile's got some pretty sweet Gatling guns on it too. It's blasting holes
Wow.
through the
I
car.
liked it anyway. I thought it was alright.
Fair
Yeah.
play.
Blasting cars
I mean, I
holes.
don't hate it, but it's just.
I actually quite enjoy it. I think it's a decent. It's a bit long. I think it's all right. It's Zack Snyder.
I just found it.
The thing is, Zack Snyder's a bit too much of a fan to make a movie that people that aren't
No, I don't.
massive fans. There's a lot of stuff in that movie that if you've read it, if you've read the stuff, you know
Oh,
what
no.
it's referring to.
I'm not a major fan, but I mean, I watched
think
it.
it's
and I saw
fairly-
it.
Yeah,
Now,
anyway.
Marvel made their stuff like really simple. Here's Captain America. This is Captain America's start.
I don't know if
And they
you.
brought in, just gradually all incorporated into
I
that
think
one.
if you watched Infinity War and you haven't seen any of the other films, you would be completely lost. You need to have seen them.
Yeah, but that's like 10 years down the line, not DC's first, second. So it's Man of Steel,
Yeah,
then Batman, Superman.
yeah,
You need it simpler.
it's a bit shit. So
I enjoy it.
anyway, back to these fucking
Yeah.
knobheads.
Should we end on a video of her talking
Yeah.
about their future? Have you got any more stuff?
I don't think so. Oh no. Only in 2001. There's still been no landing, obviously. Those 33 ships haven't all joined into one Uber ship. The group's still active. There's no leader with a council, as I said earlier. They've split in a way. The principles of Big Ern and Ruth are kind of split between the group.
So it all turned out to be bollocks.
I think she definitely had some kind of grief reaction toward Ern dying and come up with all this stuff. Flipped something in her brain. But I guarantee you she was banging all the dudes. And
Yeah.
ladies, maybe, who
She
knows?
loved the attention. This is a slight tangent, but I feel it's important before I forget. But you know, I said the spaceships joined together like Constructicons.
Yeah.
Do you think it was always a bit disappointing in the Transformers that the Constructicons made a big robot, the aerial bots made a big robot?
Yeah. The
Those
Dinobots
army-
make anything.
No, that's what I'm literally
Didn't
about to say. The fact that the Dinobots didn't join to make a big giant, that would have been the best.
But the thing is, the Dinobots was, if I remember rightly,
When they won't cooperate.
they won't. If they learn to work as a team, they can take down anyone. They're the most powerful Transformers,
Yeah.
but they don't work as a team so well.
And
So therefore, they're kind of limited a little bit.
Grimlock's anger gets
I'm
in his
sure
way.
I've seen the Dinobots unite though at some point.
Nah, they might have done it in the comics, but it never happened in the cartoon. And last tangent, I promise, but Transformers related, it's good news. Because Bumblebee was a success, they've actually said now, confirmed, yeah, that was a reboot, we're starting again.
Oh, right.
So the Michael Bay ones are like, meh, no.
I'd like an Optimus Prime.
That's,
origin story.
you just read my mind. So the article literally said, we played it safe, like the first one should be Bumblebee, because, you know, he's a playful character. Next one, we're going to focus on Optimus. So
War movie.
It's going to be an Optimus Prime movie, yeah.
Cybertronium. Did you ever... Oh man, we're going a bit of a tangent here. Forgive us, viewers, viewers. Did you ever watch the old Generation 1 cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
Where,
all of them.
Yeah. Where basically it was Prime's origin story.
Yeah,
Orion Pax.
Yeah.
And he was like taken off by that mad scientist after Megatron had shown up and kicked and shot him.
He lost his missus.
Converted him into Optimus Prime. It was like the first Autobot. Well, the first Autobot was the first Autobot warrior.
Put the Matrix in him.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And he just went on a rampage. The Doc's blasting the fuck out of Decepticons. It was awesome.
So yeah,
Anyway,
I no idea what you're about.
What the fuck did you do in your childhood, man?
Science.
I was more Thundercats and He-Man.
I like those things too.
Yeah.
But I was
Transformers wasn't one of my favourites, to be fair.
I loved it, still do.
Visionaries was good.
I like Visionaries. Not the same sort of...
Brave Star.
Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Yeah, Jason Wells too early for me.
Oh,
I don't remember that.
Brave Star was
I
great.
don't. You...
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
DuckTales, yeah.
Woo.
Count Duckula.
Yeah.
Trapdoor.
The Raccoons.
The Raccoon. Still Sneer.
Run with us. We got everything you need.
And I really used to like the Mysterious Cities of Gold.
That was a bit weird for me actually.
No, the
but-
giant
really love
flying
that.
golden bird.
Yeah, I love that.
Didn't do it for me.
Oh man.
Mendoza.
Yeah, I didn't do it for me.
Well, we're tangent heavy
All
this
right.
week, listeners.
Sorry.
So
Yeah,
let's
anyway,
get back
Let's
to the
finish
mad.
on your reel then.
We'll wrap it
Yeah.
up. We'll
Right,
hear
so-
from this mad baker.
She's got at least she's got a rainbow thing behind her. She's LGBT friendly.
Working at this plan and mission for almost a million years, because it's a vast plan and it takes a lot of preparation, especially the preparing of the people, because all of these people on the other 32 worlds are advanced. They are not conscious-minded people. They can contact anything or anybody. And so this has taken a long time to educate them. It's like it is taking time for the Earth people here to understand that life is continuous, that there is no death, that man lives forever and ever. It's only his overcoat, the physical body, that he sheds. So isn't that worth working for? Indeed so. And
that's
the
enough.
main
I've had enough of
That's the most powerful being in the galaxy, boys.
Wearing a rainbow Baker foil dress.
In the California desert.
She must be fucking roasted in that.
Well, fucking hell. You know what though? 20 years younger, I would. Not me 20 years younger. Her 20 years younger. I'd join a cult. Sorry, that was gross. Cut that bit. Yeah, well, so we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Should I start?
Yeah, go for it. Go on.
Bollocks.
Yeah, me too. I'd like
Well,
to
it's
show
a nice
you.
message, isn't it? It's a nice message.
I knew I was going to read my bit that I read out earlier. If you could see the large print at the bottom.
The large print at the bottom of Gaz's little rant says, bollocks.
That is my summation.
In block capitals, in massive letters.
Yeah.
You read my mind, Ben.
I'll go for bollocks with a nice message.
Yeah, it would be cool if all that stuff was true and people are channeling it, sending it through. Like, yeah, look, we had this robot found the bloke down the cave and these other kids on this other planet were stabbing themselves in
Yeah,
Better than Heaven's Gate. I don't have to go to the desert, cut my cock off for stars.
No, you don't go to Mexico for illicit castration surgery.
Yeah.
That's the boat. Well, on the downside, you are banging a 70-year-old woman.
Well, she's dead now.
Well, Ern died in 71. She was about 70 herself. She was born in like 1900, believe it or not.
I would.
So yeah, it's nice message. Be nice, be excellent to one another and all that.
But it's just a tease, isn't it? It's like, oh, I
Yeah.
could have saved the planet and took us up to meet with
Yeah.
the other 33.
So why are you
But-
saving
or
their
the other
planets and
32.
not ours?
Yeah, you literally went round 32 other planets, saved them all.
Ah, but it's taken 1,000,000 years to do that.
And she didn't have time to...
Wouldn't you
What
start
is
with
it,
the one
bank
you lived
holiday or
on?
something?
Don't know, eh?
Wouldn't you start with the one you lived on?
Well, she didn't. She's come from different worlds.
Well, we
hasn't
need
she?
another fucking Uriel then, don't we?
She's
Taking longer on this planet, obviously.
She's related to Really Boy, definitely.
Yeah, I think.
Fucking cowboy heroes,
Yeah.
that's what they are. But not like in the good way, I mean like a cowboy builder.
Oh,
You know
not,
what I mean?
not a Brave Star.
Yeah, not like Brave Star or like Wyatt Earp or something. No, I mean like the blokes that like say they do a good job, do a shit job, and fuck off halfway through.
Yeah, leaving you with a flooded bathroom and
Yeah.
500 quid down in your pocket.
Yeah, and a phone number that doesn't work. That's what she's done to us. It's
Yeah.
a total cock tease. The planet's fucked. We'll never join up. That big spaceship tower of Constructicons unite is never coming to Earth.
No.
The intergalactic university that was going to be built here. It's not happening because
No.
she shirked on her fucking responsibilities.
Well, apparently it was the 9/11, the evil powers. They
But
steered us.
Julian-
They steered us in a different
But they
direction.
need us more. We need them more now than ever when they show up.
So it's all the Saudi Arabians' fault.
Yep.
Or the inner circle of Illuminati.
Yeah.
Or the reptilians.
Or who did we invade as revenge for 9/11?
Iraq and Afghanistan.
Oh yeah. Even though it was Saudi Arabia who did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's their faults then, isn't it?
Yep.
So we're blaming the Saudis for the 33 ships that rocking up.
Yeah. Imagine, I could have got into that fucking uni, that intergalactic uni. What are you laughing at?
I think we've all, no, I'm not laughing at you. I just think we'd have all had our turn in it.
You'd be boning aliens with
Hey,
alien chicks, you know what I mean?
Smoking fucking alien weed in the courtyard.
Yeah, I think that's a pass though, guys.
Woo. No, I'll drop out like I did at Earth Uni, but I'll have the time of my life before I do. It'd be great.
The teachers be shit though. They're like, guys, what are you doing? We're just getting stoned and getting a blowjob off the screen check. Are you paying attention to the class? Nah, it's all with the love, man.
Nope. Or I go to the music level. She said there'd be a music level. Did she? I could go in there and be like, this is about my mate who cut his cock off and sent it like, through the wormhole into another dimension. Well, I'm such a man, I don't need vodka. And I'll change worlds,
Change
man.
music.
Like fucking Wild Stallions. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Incidentally, another tiny tangent. I'm actually looking forward to the Bill and Ted sequel that they're doing.
Me too, actually.
Because I like the story. The story is, because remember, they were supposed to write a song that brings the whole galaxy together. The story is, they are the ages they are now, with like kids and stuff and lives, and they still haven't written the fucking song. And they have a kind of midlife panic crisis, like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
it's prophesized that we write this fucking song that brings the universe together, so let's, come on.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm in.
We'll never hear the song then.
Yeah, do you reckon they'll tease and they'll never actually play it?
No, it'll just be like,
tribute,
Yeah,
Tenacious D.
yeah.
This is not the song, this is...
Or it'll be like, because weren't they technically supposed to play that song at the end of Bill and Ted 2?
I can't remember.
But they said they played Kiss, God Gave Rock and Roll to you.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
it just them playing that song?
Oh, I love the end.
So do I.
When I was young, I didn't even know who Kiss was, and I just let the credits play on the VHS because I was like, I fucking love this song. I think I knew who Kiss was, but I didn't know that was Kiss.
No,
if you
it
know what I
wasn't
mean.
Kiss, it was Argent, wasn't it?
God
The
Gave Rock and
original.
Roll was Kiss.
Is it a cover?
I think it's a band called Argent.
They must be
Argent.
covering Kiss then.
Maybe.
Well, Kiss
Is
covered. No, Kiss would
Kiss
do a
covered
cover.
It is a Kiss song, isn't
I'm
it?
pretty sure it's a
Yeah.
Kiss song.
God gave rock and
That's not Kiss.
roll to
It's
you.
not Kiss.
It is?
It's not, is it?
I'm certain it is. Alright, Google it.
Or Gene Simmons,
Someone-
yeah.
It's got to be Kiss. I'm sure I've seen it as Kiss.
Yeah, well,
Don't think it's a band called Argent on the end of Bill and Ted 2. No, Kiss.
talk about the...
I can't see Kiss covering a song. Their egos are too big.
Maybe it was Kiss then, I don't know.
Can we just pause
Well,
it?
yeah.
I'm confused because it is by both. So it
Oh.
must have been, I'll have a look at the date, it must have been Kiss originally. When did Kiss do it? 1991. Oh no, recorded 1971.
Which version they use in the film?
That's true, yeah. Anyway, good song.
Yeah, well, either way, I liked it.
Me too.
So yeah, it turns out that it's was it Argent song, but Kiss covered it and changed the lyrics.
Yeah. There you go. Riddle solved.
Riddle solved. So alright, we're all in agreement. This is bullshit with a nice message.
Yep.
Yeah, and at least it had robots in.
And films.
Yeah.
The films are okay.
Yeah, so, that was fun. Fuck you, Ruth. You're not the supreme being.
You got a thing about Ruth. I'm sure. I think you
I
doth
haven't-
protest too much. I think you've been banging her in the
Fuck you.
90s.
It's the arrogance to fucking make up a story about yourself where you're not only like the pretty, you know, it's one thing making up a story like, oh yeah, you know, I fought 5 blokes in an alleyway, and, you know, oh I'm the supreme being of the universe actually. You know, every being communicates through me. I'm that powerful. I mean, it's such an arrogant fucking lie to make up, and it just makes me want to fucking kick a colostomy bag off.
Well, it said she had a bit of a deprived childhood.
Yeah, she
Maybe
did.
she was emotionally neglected and made up fantasies and believed them and then told them to other people and they believed them and...
All these people are damaged. Oh well. It provides
It's
entertainment.
hope for us all yet.
Yay.
And great dodgy 70s sci-fi films.
Exactly. Let's hope for you yet, Gaz. One day you'll get that called. Hey!
Right, should we do some news?
Yep.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Oh man, I've seen this, yeah. Anatoly Moskvin's parents thought he collected vintage dolls. They were really young, mummified girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's pretty grim dark, this article. I was actually going to send this over myself.
I've never heard of this guy.
We saw these dolls, we didn't suspect there were dead bodies inside. We thought it was his hobby to make such big dolls and did not see anything wrong with it.
Imagine that, going to clean his room every day and there's these big giant dolls and
Yeah.
dead people mummified.
Yeah.
I suppose the chemicals and the mummification to cover the smell of...
It's a bit fucking Halo-electric, this guy. He loved history, spoke 13 languages, travelled extensively.
13?
Yeah, taught at the college level and was a journalist in Novgorod, Russia's 5th largest city. Moskvin was also a self-proclaimed expert on cemeteries and dubbed himself a necropologist. Close enough.
Necropolist.
Necropolist.
Cemetery.
One colleague called his work priceless.
Cemetery expert, aka weirdo.
Grave robber.
Who the, do you know what I mean? Who the fuck claims I'm a cemetery expert?
Well, he is a cemetery expert because he took his expertise to unhealthy new levels. And in 2011, the historian was arrested after the bodies of 29 girls between the ages of 3 and 25 were found mummified in his apartment.
Fucking hell.
Anatoly Moskvin was known as the ultimate expert on cemeteries in his city of Novgorod, Russia. He attributes his obsession with the macabre to a 1979 incident when the historian was 13. Moskvin shared this story in Necrologies, a weekly publication dedicated to cemeteries and obituaries, to which he was an avid contributor. That's a bit creepy, isn't it? The fact there's a magazine about it.
Magazines for everything, isn't
I suppose so. In his last article for the publication, dated October 26th, 2011, Moskvin divulged how a group of men in black suits stopped him on the way home from school. They were en route to the funeral of 11-year-old Natasha Pertova and dragged young Anatoly along to a coffin where they forced him to kiss the girl's corpse.
Okay.
He wrote, "I kissed her once, then again, then again. The girl's grieving mother then put a wedding ring on Anatoly's finger and a wedding ring on her dead daughter's finger."
Well, that's enough to traumatise you.
Just a touch. Age 11? Yeah.
Yeah.
My strange marriage with Natasha Petrova was useful, Moskvin said in the article. Strange indeed, he said it led to a belief in magic and ultimately a fascination with the dead. Whether the story is even true is beside the point by now, as his disturbing thoughts would go unchecked for more than 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been a thing about him getting freed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they're saying he's cured now, but a lot of people don't want him out. But anyway, so in 2009, locals began to discover the graves of their loved ones desecrated and sometimes completely dug up. Russian Interior Minister General Valery Gribalkin told CNN that initially, our leading theory that it was done by some extremist organisations. We decided to beef up our police units and set up groups composed of our most experienced detectives who specialise in extremist crimes. That's a pretty fucking sweet group to be part of, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
For nearly 2 years, the Interior Ministry's leads went nowhere. Graves continued to be desecrated and no one knew why. Then, a break in the investigation came following a terrorist attack at,
Domodedovo.
Yeah,
Domodedovo.
close enough for me. Airport in Moscow in 2011.
Domodedovo.
Yeah,
There you go.
close enough.
Sorry.
Shortly afterwards, authorities heard reports of Muslim graves being desecrated in Novgorod. Investigators were led to a cemetery where someone was painting over the pictures of dead Muslims but not damaging anything else. This was where Moskvin was really caught. 8
Finally.
police officers went to his apartment after the apprehension of the graves of the Muslims to gather evidence. What they found there shocked them all and shook the world. The 45-year-old lived with his parents in a small apartment. He was reportedly lonely and something of a pack rat. Instead, authorities found life-sized, doll-like figures throughout the apartment. The figures resembled antique dolls. They wore fine and varied clothing. Some wore knee-high boots. Others had makeup on over faces. Most of them were covered in fabric. He also had hidden their hands in fabric, except these were not dolls. They were the mummified corpses of human girls.
Oh, Lord.
Wow, this can be an episode at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, does it have to be?
Yeah. Possibly a Christmas one.
Dark Christmas tradition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Now just imagine that he's got like a brother or something with young kids, and the kids come round to the apartment and play with those dolls and their other kids. Or he gives one of them as a Christmas present to the children.
Oh, come on now. I don't think about it. I'm just curious, how mummified did he like do the actual mummification process with the chemicals?
They'd have been embalmed anyway, wouldn't they? Because of the
because they come out the graves.
Look at the graves, so
I'm thinking about smells, rotting.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
that sort
of.
of stuff.
he'd only need a bit of taxidermy then, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so should we read a bit more?
Yeah, let's scroll down a bit. When police moved one of the bodies, it played music as if on cue.
Fucking
Inside the chests of many of the dolls, Moscovin had embedded music boxes.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Gets even creepier.
Also,
me.
photographs and plaques taken off the gravestones, doll-making manuals, and maps of local cemeteries strewn about the apartment. Police even discovered that the clothes worn by the mummified corpses were the clothes in which they'd been buried.
oh man.
Make a great film though, wouldn't it?
It's everything. It's lots of horror movie elements.
Yeah.
Imagine like when he moves the corpse in it. Like imagine that the corpse rolls over and the music starts, horror, and then where's it coming from? Oh my god, it's embedded in her chest, and then they all start going off, and everyone's like, it's horror movie stuff.
Yep.
For
Yeah.
sure. Fuck me. Not now.
So, Moscovin admitted that he would stuff the decayed corpses with rags. They would wrap nylon tights around their faces or fashion doll faces onto them. He would also insert buttons or toy eyes into the girls' eye sockets so they could watch cartoons with him.
Fuck.
This is really,
Creepy now, isn't it?
really harsh in my buzz, man.
It's
Dead
totally
little
said that he
girl. Watch his
mostly loved
TV with dead little girls, guys.
He mostly loved his girls. There were a few dolls in his garage which he claimed to have grown to dislike, so he just tossed them in the garage.
Oh man, I don't like your attitude.
He said he had dug up graves of girls because he was lonely. He was single and his biggest dream was to have children.
Haven't they got Tinder in Russia?
Probably not.
Oh, you know,
Tindersky?
Kosvindersky or something. Yeah, you know, come on.
Oh, he tried to adopt as well.
Oh, he was
Didn't make enough
rejected.
money.
This is like a movie, isn't it? The state rejected him for adoption, so he couldn't be a real father. He couldn't father an actual child, raise a child. So instead, he was driven to the graveyards. I mean, he's got to screw loose. He can't blame it all on that one story of him being... I saw a dead body in a coffin
I got married to.
when I was about 11. I didn't get married to it, and it was, I will not lie, fairly like, oh fuck. And it's an image that'll stay with me. But I mean, yeah, alright, I wasn't forced to kiss the corpse either, so... But can you blame just that one incident to then cause... 'Cause he's not a murderer, is he? But he is... I'm trying to armchair psychoanalyse. This is psychotic behaviour.
I've got a picture of one of them. It's not exactly a pretty doll either.
Jesus, but is this psychotic behaviour because he's having a lack
Yeah.
of remorse for the victims? For like but he's not a murderer,
No,
is he?
He's not a murderer.
Or a sex offender. He's a corpse desecrator. I
Yeah.
guess. It's.
Apparently a rancid smell emanated from his apartment when he opened the door.
God. Well, there you go. Didn't the parents fucking notice? They're probably so elderly their noses
His
don't
neighbour
work.
chalked it up to the stink of something that rots in the basements of all local buildings.
His parents said
Sounds
they had no
wonderful.
idea. His parents said they had no idea. Just thought he liked dolls.
Well, you know, you like the doll.
He confessed to 44 counts of abusing graves and dead bodies.
He said to the victims' parents, You abandoned your girls, I brought them home and warmed them up.
Oh. No.
Diagnosed with schizophrenia, sentenced to time in a psychiatric ward.
Though in September 2018, he was faced with the opportunity to continue psychiatric treatment in his home. The victim's family think otherwise. Natalia Chalimova, the mother of Moscovin's first victim, believes Moscovin should stay locked up for the rest of his life. Oh, hang on, let's look at the before and after.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
that's creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, that's unsettling.
Yeah.
That's really harsh to my buzz. Is there a funny one this week, or
I don't know, should we move on?
Yeah,
please?
Well enough for that one.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a bit grimdark.
fuck, a bit. That's good. I think that's the worst story we've covered in a way. Or one of. It's up there.
What happened? It's in the news.
Yeah.
I just collate.
No. Fair play. It's weird news. It certainly is. Certainly. Don't call me Shirley. What's next?
Germs are not a real thing. Fox News host says he hasn't washed his hands in 10 years. Pete Hegsworth denies the existence of germs, saying, I can't see them, therefore they're not real.
Oh.
But I bet he,
How does Wi-Fi work then, you fucking idiot?
but I bet he
On the-
believes
on
in
the
God
phone?
as well.
How does your mobile phone work? You can't see that, but you believe. He hasn't washed. Ew!
He's a journalist.
How many people he shook hands with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks that.
But the thing is, like,
Fox News.
the headline is germs aren't real. They are, mate.
See him under a microscope, mate.
They just are. They are, mate. It doesn't matter.
I can't see them.
Yeah,
That's it.
Not real.
Doesn't matter, mate. They're real.
Not real.
No. They really are. It's
I can't see not real.
You should
I haven't
wash
watched
your
one in
hands.
10 years.
All right.
Oh man, imagine the state of his hands.
Let's
But
cut
the
you
thing is, he has washed his hands though, because presumably he still bathes and showers.
Well, yeah.
No, he puts gloves on
There's rubber gloves on.
to protect.
And so he can't directly touch his penis.
He likes that sort of thing. Nothing wrong with a hand job from a lady in a pair of marigolds.
Oh yeah, I forgot the wank machine that we've got to make for you in the van. You don't need it now though.
No, I don't. Well, look. Does he justify it? What does he say?
Well, Donald Trump's favourite TV show, Fox and Friends, has a reputation for giving airtime to conspiracy theories that benefit the White House agenda. But host Pete Hegsworth may never manage to upset the famously germophobic president by revealing that he has not washed his hands in a decade. The admission came as Hegsworth discussed eating day-old pizza that had not been refrigerated. He did not see an issue with eating the pizza, he said. He didn't think he'd washed his hands in 10 years.
I do wash my hands.
Germs are not a real thing. I can't see them, therefore they're not real.
Yeah, said that on Twitter.
I've eaten pizza that hasn't been... I just nuked it the next time, microwaved it.
I've eaten it cold, just, there at the box the next day, no refrigeration,
Oh mate, I want a pizza now.
I'm alright.
Hmm.
Oh man, I want a fucking Domino's.
I think germs are real though, because I've had viruses.
Yeah, sure.
Well, no, not venereal diseases. Oh, that little giggle. I mean like the common cold. The common cold. No hepatitis from sharing needles either.
You got lucky then, did you?
No, I never skin popped. I never skin popped. Right. Yeah, but germs are real, aren't they? The cold's a germ, innit?
Yeah,
Virus,
yeah.
germ.
Yeah.
It's real, so he's never had a cold. What does he think that is? Fucking magic.
Well, ironically, he served in the National Guard in Iraq and was unsupported to be Trump's favoured pick to lead the Department of Veterans Affairs. That role would have made him responsible for the health and well-being of 20 million Americans.
Oh,
So he's like, no, you don't need all that antiseptic in hospitals. Germs
Yeah.
aren't real.
That's
So
a
this
waste
guy's
of
got
money.
gangrene now. He's fine.
Don't wash your hands, doctors.
Yeah.
It's a waste of money.
Don't
and
wear the
time.
gloves either. Don't wear the gloves.
Germs aren't real. Spit in the wound, it'll be fine.
They got poultice of moss and spiders' webs. And dreams.
Oh,
And
dear.
pray. Never forget to pray.
Fucking hell.
Please stop praying for my leg doctors rotting.
No surprise Trump was headhunting him.
Give me that guy who doesn't believe in germs.
So Donald Trump's a germaphobe, isn't he?
Well, yeah, I'm on about someone of that intellect.
They're on the same level.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a debate between him and Trump on whether germs exist. Trust me, I know germs exist. I'm a really smart guy. And this guy's, no, what have I had in 10 years? I'm fine. You shook hands with me, Donny. And then
it will be a debate.
Donny's just like doses himself in Purell.
What if he rubs his unwashed 10-year hands on Donny's hairdo?
Oh, that's death.
What are you doing? Don't touch my do.
That's death.
It's just
That's death sentence.
and all the hair falls out. No, he's just left bald, looking like some weird shaved pig.
Did you see what our mate Jim Backer said of it? Trump's skin colour.
No.
Said that it was because he was glowing with the energy of God.
Oh no.
That's God's radiance blasting through Donny's skin. Jim Backer.
Well, I think this guy.
Multiple Alex. Never go full Alex appearance.
He's a fucking idiot.
I think this guy is a tool that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The no germ guy.
Yeah.
That's that story done, isn't it? I
Yeah,
think.
last one.
Yeah, last one. Ooh, I saw this as myself, yeah. Sex robots could be transformed into killers by hackers, security expert
Be a
warns.
bitch, wouldn't it?
You gotta be a sick fucker to transform someone's sex bot into a killer just the moment of ejaculation, haven't you?
Yeah.
Good way
Just
to.
about to ejaculate, she just pulls herself off and rips your cock off.
A good way to
Shoves it
assassinate.
down your throat, chokes you to death.
Oh man.
Good way to assassinate a high-level
Yeah.
politician, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Book him in with the world's best sex bot.
That's it.
You hack it, and exactly like you say, yeah, just fucking murders him.
Yeah.
Or
Wait,
think about it, or shags him if it's some older dude. Just fucking robo shags him, and his heart explodes in his chest.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? I mean, in a way, it's kind of a good way to go out.
Robo
isn't it?
cock comes out of its
Actually.
mouth. Impales him.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That went even more grim dark.
She could just sit on your face and power you and just completely make a vacuum.
You just like literally pummel your skull in with
Yeah.
its pelvic thrusts.
Yeah, yeah. Suffocate you, yeah, or crush your skull. Like that woman in the James Bond movie, that one.
Oh, Goldeneye, where she snaps
Yeah.
you, then she goes for the old bit of oral and snaps her neck.
Yeah. The robo version of that. Well, the lesson is, don't fuck a sex robot, no matter how tempting it might be. Because in theory,
Guys, we all
in
know you're gonna
theory,
fuck a sex robot at
in
some point in your life.
theory,
Yeah, come
I'm
on.
up for it.
You know
No,
it's
because
gonna
I've got to marry
In
the owner and
practice,
it's
I'm up
going
for it.
to
You know,
work out.
happen.
No.
in practice, I'm up for it. What you on about?
In theory, I'm up for it, but you've got to think about, because it's not your personal sex robot, is it? Someone's been in there before you. Who cleans it out?
That's a good point.
Guys, if is it sex robot brothels by your stag night, I will guarantee you're going to end up in one.
The marriage won't happen if that happens. She won't have that.
Well, she'll need to know, will she?
Well, the podcast.
We just won't tell everyone on the podcast, will we?
Well,
you know full well there's a robot sex worker.
I think I'm going to marry her before robot brothels are completely up and running.
Could be 2022. I've read somewhere.
Yeah, but it's 2019.
It's still only 3 years away.
moving
There's only a robot hotel.
Exactly that.
Yeah, that did fucking work, did it? With the fucking raptor on the reception.
Why put the raptor on reception? Just puzzles me.
Wacky and Japanese. But anyway, what's going on?
Is Sophia rocked up in here now, Gaz, and said, "Make love to me, Gaz." Sophia,
Yeah.
you'd be like, right, Mike, I'm going to the bedroom.
No, I'd take her home and I would try and persuade my darling to let her join in. Come on, let's both fuck the robot. But Sophia isn't a sex robot. That's why it would be more, to pull her, I would have to sort of candles, petals.
She's an emotionless robot. She
romantic
doesn't
music.
care about that.
Dad, don't you dare. She's Sophia. She has thoughts.
Shining paragon of robot sexiness in your eyes.
Oh, God. Actually, I've got I hate to say it, Sophia. She's not my favourite robot physically anymore.
Oh no?
I've fallen in love with a band called the Cybertronic Spree.
Right.
Which they're
Never seen them.
they dress up as Transformers in these really good costumes, like really good cosplay. They look just like they do in the cartoons.
Right.
It's achieved with wearing like the Transformer helmet down to here and then just painting your face down here.
Okay.
Hot Rod and RC are the lead singers respectively. and they basically played songs from Transformers the movie soundtrack, the 80s one,
Okay.
and other 80s cartoon theme songs. And they play at cons and stuff, but RC, the lead singer, she's got the most amazing metal voice, rock voice, she can do anything with her voice, and she looks like RC, and I know she's hot in real life, but with the RC costume on, it's just like, I am in love. And I know if I pulled her somehow, some way, in another universe, I would find a way to have sex with us with the costume on. Like,
Well,
I'll
in one
send you a
multiverse
link.
it has happened.
I'll send you a link.
Please do.
They're brilliant, man. The Cybertronics bring.
But thing is, Gaz, she's not actually a robot.
I know, but when you watch her singing, it's hard to. Sometimes it's easy.
She's
to
not
let-
actually a robot. Sophia is actually a robot made
Yeah.
of silicon and chips and
Yeah.
fake skin.
Yeah, imagine.
And
the
that's a
hand
real
job.
woman in a costume.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Okay. But I love them both.
Well, you might get a threesome.
Fuck. My missus, RC from the
A foursome?
Cybertronics
Foursome?
spree. Sophia the robot. No, I don't want to fuck the boy robots from the band.
No, foursome.
So it's
You, the owner.
Oh yeah, I forgot about me.
Yeah.
I was sit in a corner and wank.
Maths isn't my strong point.
Actually, I know a guy that did that. He had his missus who was bi, wanted to have sex with another bi girl. He just great would have a threesome, but he felt so left out he just sat in the corner and watched.
What a loser.
That's sad.
He just jumped off.
That is
That was
sad.
it. It's like,
That's sad.
Oh, I'd have been right in there. Like a rat up a drain pipe.
yeah, but he said they were so into it seemed wrong to break it up.
Fuck, I would have been like that. Fucking get out. Let
Did
me.
you go make a sandwich?
They've already made one.
He just went and sat in the corner and masturbated to it.
Oh well. There are worse ways to spend your time, I suppose.
That's not bad saying like that.
So yeah, what the fuck's going on with these robots?
Well, basically, a cybersecurity lecturer at Deakin University in Melbourne, Australia, has told The Star,
Is that the Daily
the
Star?
Daily Star, that hackers can hack into a robotic device and have full control of the connections, arms, legs, and other attached tools, like in some cases knives or welding devices.
What kind of sexy thing they're having?
Jesus Christ, I came in for a hand job, not a fucking construction job.
Welded me cock to me hand.
I've got a fucking piece of scaffolding coming out my arse.
Why not? Why not? Knives or guns?
If you
well,
attach knives, guns or welders.
Yeah, but
So
let's say that, you know, the robotic brothel has got a theme. Let's say it's Westworld, there's guns and knives about, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's not welding devices around.
Well, there is in the, the blacksmith.
Unless you're fucking in a blacksmith.
That's it. He wants to fuck the robot blacksmith.
Sex robots should strictly only be allowed on the premises of sex brothels. They shouldn't be allowed out into the wider world. In case they do, like you say, wander into a blacksmith's, pick up a red hot poker and just shove it in someone's face.
Yeah.
In through their eye socket. They can't be trusted. I, for one, am not for robot rights. I'm a robo-fascist.
Hang on, you identify as a robot,
Yeah.
so you want no rights.
So, I'm like one of
You
those...
want no rights.
Do you know that they're a gay...
If I respect your robot gender,
No,
that
I'm
means you
different.
have no rights.
I'm a transformer. I'm sentient. I have the I have a spark, right?
Ah.
Which comes from the allspark. I live and breathe.
Transformers don't breathe.
Well, it's a fucking expression, you pedantic arsehole. They're alive. They feel. They have sparks, souls.
Well, I'm just.
And I am a transformer.
Well,
I identify as
You're
one.
almost close to me fucking identifying as you as a transformer. Just because
Excuse me,
you'd have no rights.
I do have rights. No, other
make you a
robots won't
fidget
have
with it.
rights. Other robots won't have rights, but I do have rights because I'm sentient.
Oh, jolly good.
Yeah.
Is someone
You've been
hacking?
told.
Is someone? Sorry, my eyes drifted towards the screen there for a moment. Is someone hacking a butt plug?
Apparently so.
Wow.
Hackers were able to gain control of and send vibrate commands to the Hush butt plug last year.
Oh, yeah, but this is just
Oh
take
my
it
Lord.
out.
Butt plugged to death.
Yeah.
Fletchered to death remotely.
And he's saying that if, apparently in November, experts wrote a commentary for the scientific journal Nature outlined a scenario in which rogue artificial intelligence hijacked a brain-computer interface.
Well, that sounds fucking very complicated.
It does. In such a situation, a person's thoughts, decisions and emotions could be taken over by AI and manipulated against the person's will.
Wow, so you could tell the sex robot to kill you? Or vibrate that book plug faster?
I've got no interest in connecting any kind of sex toy to the internet. That just sounds like it's how the start of every like sort of horror movie or action movie or something like that. You know what I mean? I connected the device to the internet and then it's bound to it. No.
Terminator.
Yeah, I don't want no sex toy being hacked.
Age of Ultron.
And then having to literally go to the hospital with it. It's been constantly vibrating non-stop for like 36 hours.
You can just take it out.
No, it's stuck in there with vibrations. It's just... It's that... But you can't even move. It's just somehow through physics I don't understand.
Are you walking to the hospital?
Well, you crawled.
You're not walking in anywhere.
Or you had to go to a taxi, even worse, and lie on your front and be like, I can explain it, it's hackers.
Wouldn't you just call an ambulance in that scenario?
Oh yeah, okay, ambulance, see. And I don't want to go out that way. Don't connect your sex toys to the internet.
It's a valid point. It's a valid lesson to learn.
So yes, should we move on to our final feature?
Never go full Alex.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
Yes. Mike finds us a clip of some random weirdos from the internet. We pit against Alex Jones in a battle royale of insanity. And we pick who wins this week. So who have we got, Mike? Right, so up first we have got Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty. A man who made his fortune out of making plastic duck calls. Wears exclusively camouflage and looks like a fucking member of ZZ Top.
And they made a giant fortune.
Oh!
Genuinely multi-millionaires. Fuck me.
And they got that fucking History Channel show which went on for fucking ever. It was shit.
Anyway, that's it.
Mind you, enough people must have watched it, I suppose.
Right.
He says, who needs healthcare when you have God?
I bet he's got healthcare.
Of course. The best money can buy.
Let's see what he has to say.
Contrary to what Kamala Harris said, she says, elect me and everything's free. Look, everybody can have their own health care. The government's going to finance the whole thing. It's not going to cost but $30 trillion. I'm offering you the greatest deal you ever had. Elect me and everything will be free.
She's saying that other people who've been getting away with financial murder will pay for it, the rich.
What I'm saying is that, Kamala, I already have health care. It's given to me by God, eternal health care. I'm guaranteed to be raised from the dead. I have life and immortality given to me by God through Jesus
So
Christ.
people get sick on earth in human form. So
and they
would
get,
you advise...
the temporary reprieve is not worth it. I'm telling her I have eternal health care and it's free. Doctors can give you a little temporary reprieve, but they cannot save you from physical death. The doctors who treat you, they die too.
So you're not dismissing that people need health care, right? It's just who...
I didn't have health care for 50 years, and someone says, now I'm rich and famous, so I said, Miss Kay, you can buy every kind of insurance known to man if you want to. But I never needed it for 50 years, so there you go.
Well, it's done you some good here.
Well, okay.
So, he's saying that, let's say you break your leg, you don't have to go to hospital.
No.
So you break your leg, and it's a compound fracture, an open fracture, sorry, and you severed your femoral artery, and that is pumping out of you, and you're going to be dead in about
Jesus will...
a few minutes.
Any
tops,
body,
2-3 minutes.
You can live forever.
So,
Yeah.
and there's literally someone who knows how to stop the bleeding stood right there.
Don't let him touch it.
No, it's alright, because I've got eternal health care, because God's going to sort me out. No, you'd be screwing your fucking head off,
You'll be like, oh shit, I broke my leg. Oh well, it's God's will.
But someone could shoot me in the head.
Or is it that we're not Christian enough because he didn't need nothing? Obviously, he hasn't broke his leg in 50 years because he was
We're
a
not
true
pious
believer.
enough.
We didn't believe enough, so that's why we broke a fucking leg. If you truly believe, you may never need the healthcare because you never injure yourself to the point that you need it. Just a theory.
Well, there's an early contender for this week's throne. Fucking hell. And mind you, I fucking hate that prick.
Of course you do. He's a fucking southern redneck hillbilly knobhead with way more money than we'll ever see.
Plastic fucking duck whistles,
I know, Ben. But I'm not even smart enough to invent that, though, or anything like it. That's why I don't like him. It's just a piss in my face of like, you fucking useless nobody with your no inventions and your no money.
Stupid fucking beard and camouflage fucking hat.
I am literally less successful than that mindless fucking Hickatron.
Yeah.
5,000.
Hickatron 5,000, yeah.
That's more a test to our society than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
And it promotes
people
like this.
People need duck whistles, I guess.
God, that many people need duck whistles.
I guess they fucking do. He's a fucking multi-millionaire. Fuck a duck.
Fuck me. I bet he has.
Me too, yeah.
That's how he gets
I
his
know, till he found out the calls work so well. I snuck right up on him. To be fair, you would need medical care after you fucked a duck, because haven't their arseholes like a corkscrew shape?
I've no idea.
Yeah, their arseholes and cocks are corkscrew shape.
Maybe that's how he likes it.
Ooh, I got it round 2 corners last time. 4. Anyway, sorry, too much detail.
Right, so
I'm duck fucking.
There's better than sheep fucking.
Who's next? Hey, fuck you, I'm Welsh, I'm allowed.
There's Phil Robinson. Who's next then? Who we got?
Next up, a newcomer, I think.
Oh.
Corey Daniel.
Making his full Alex debut.
Says the Superbowl halftime show was a ritual to Moloch.
Wow.
Anyone see it?
I don't watch Super Bowl. Apologies, American listeners. I think that your national sport is.
I heard it had Maroon 5 and a SpongeBob SquarePants tribute.
Dude.
How'd you marry a SpongeBob SquarePants tribute and Maroon 5?
You just have like a 20-minute halftime show, I guess.
Isn't that when you throw on all the adverts for your film that you really want?
Well, that's in between songs.
I did watch
stuff,
it. It's like 20 minutes. It's just like
I've seen all the trailers that were on.
Like Maroon 5 all the way through,
I
pretty
watched
much.
it. I've seen photos.
I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I hate them.
Me either.
Just to see what he's going on about. And
yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah. Okay.
There was a lot of symbolism there. It was very low key, though. I mean, it was more of an advanced spell. For starters, it wasn't over the top. At first, it was foundational. If I can use that word, I know I use it a lot, but it was truly foundational, higher magic going on. You had the halftime show opens up with the spinning Pepsi logo. And if you research the spinning Pepsi logo, you'll find that it contains higher Pythagorean mathematics. That it was designed. They call it the Pepsi. What do they call it? I said yesterday. The globe. You idiot! The Pepsi globe is what they call it now. Okay. But it contains mathematics, and mathematics swirling. It's magic. It's sorcery, right? And then it goes to the big M on stage.
Magic with a K.
Big M. And the M, of course, is for Masons. It's for Moloch. The M is a 3 put sideways because it was a stylized, tribalized M. They were in Atlanta. The Super Bowl took place on the 3rd, right? Outside are 3 pyramids. Right. Right? Where are we at here? In the beginning, it opened up with 3 meteors coming down. Boom, boom, boom. So it was 3. The M itself has 3 peaks on it. So 3 was being highlighted, and 3, of course, is the Blue Lodge of Masonry. Masonry, yeah. The fellow craft Mason and the Master Mason. So right off the bat, I'm seeing a lot of 3s there. But then I saw as the crowd, the kids, and they were kids, rushed the field. You know, they usher them in there. They pick who's going to be in there. They were between the 2 M's, right? It went like that, and they were between the 2 M's, and the M's lit up like fire. And it burned, and the whole stage was doused in red. It was this blood red color the whole time. And then there's a shot on TV where the kids' hands are going back and forth while singing, and they're blood red in color because they had the blood red lights coming up on those hands out of the blackness. And I'm thinking, this is obviously, we know halftime Super Bowl are all rituals, but I see an altar. The M is the altar, and then I start making my notes, and it looked to me like it was Moloch.
Wow.
Moloch. Offering your children to Moloch.
Well, the guy on the right, he was actually hosting the show. The one he wasn't, he was just going,
He could have been wanking, to be honest.
he looked so uninterested. We've had him on before.
Chris McDonald, his name is.
But on the camera, he's just fapping away. Yeah.
Definitely got that face. But the other guy's just like, oh man, all these numerologists, all these symbiologists, it's like...
There was 3 fireballs, the M's are 3, M for Moloch.
Yeah,
it was blood red.
Maroon 5, and
there was fire and flames everywhere.
Yeah, that happens at concerts.
Like you said, Mike,
and the kids, so it's the sacrifice of the kids.
No one else likes Maroon 5 apart from teenagers.
Is it Maroon for Maroon 5?
Possibly,
like you said?
yeah.
Could have been, couldn't it?
And the fact that no one likes them apart from teenagers. So they're all rushing in.
It could have been one big hypnotic ritual.
Yeah, I'm actually with him on that. Probably.
Yeah, but isn't that every single concert is designed to get your attention, is designed to engage
this
you?
is the most watched broadcast in America every single year. Like, number one every year.
But to say that, you have to then go with the claim that the entire US government and every one that runs a country is given over to the worship of Moloch. If you believe that's a ritual to Moloch, that's where you end up.
Well, so the music industry,
the people at the top, the 1% of the 1%.
The music industry is controlled by the
1% of the 1%.
Yeah, it's in their pocket. They decide the tastes
so they
of the world.
So they pick their own artist who's going to design
Who's
it.
picks Maroon 5? They're shit.
We sang
for
that's
Moloch,
it.
They just picked
It's low key. Yeah, they needed a meh.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get Metallica.
Could they have Maiden?
No, it begins with an I.
Look, it's a Superbowl. Maroon 5. We don't like Maroon 5.
No,
but they're a popular band.
and they give them an excuse
They're
to
in
do
the
the
hit
red
parade.
ritual
Are they
on
that
us.
popular?
They're in the hit parade.
What's their famous
No
song?
one uses the term hit parade anymore.
What's their most famous song?
The 1950s. This week in the hit parade. The 1950s.
In at number 7, rising up from number 8 last week, and from new band Maroon 5.
Come on, who didn't listen to the top 40 when they were a kid?
Well, yeah, I
I
did
didn't-
when I was little.
Didn't you?
No.
Now and then.
I always knew what was number 1.
When I was about sort
suppose,
of
but
11 or 12, it was like the hip thing to do.
It did matter what was number
It
1
was
for a
very
little
hip
while.
and
I remember the first number 1 record I ever bought was Blobby by Mr. Blobby. Blobby, oh Mr. Blobby.
Let's not go into the Mr. Blobby song. No one will get it.
I bought E17.
What, Stay Now?
No. The first album,
Which one
there
was
was a
that?
single called Alright.
Oh, alright. Alright. It's gonna be alright.
Yeah.
Look at Ben's face. I've only seen you look more uncomfortable when we do reggae. Or UB40. Red wine.
I feel my urge to kill rising.
Even I don't like
Close
UB40
to
band.
me.
And I like reggae.
Nothing worse than white boy reggae.
Oh man, I'm gonna leave you voice messages of me singing it to you.
I used to delete them and from you.
I need from different people's phones, right?
Yes, from phone boxes is when I'm out on my travels.
Yeah, but I see a number I don't know. I just go, that's Gaz singing.
You'll go over to your dad's, ask him to borrow his phone and sing it down the phone.
Go
Like,
back.
Dad. Red, are you?
He just know where my dad lives.
I'll tell him.
Oh, good times. No woman, no cry.
Oh, fuck off with your reggae shit. Who's next? Alex. Alex is next.
I think me and Mike went more full Alex than that fucking bloke.
He's winning for me at the minute.
Oh yeah, I forgot what he was on about. Yeah, the satanic rituals.
Phil Robinson is just a twat.
Yeah.
He believes this shit.
He's thick as fuck, that Phil fella.
So, what's Alex ranting about?
Alex says, God told me to destroy Joe Rogan.
Oh, God.
This is the new spat. Have you heard about it, Gaz?
Yeah, I
I
listened
haven't,
to Joe
so-
Rogan. So.
Have you seen Alex's response?
I haven't seen his rebuttal, no.
Alright,
Okay, well, this should be interesting.
Here's what's gonna happen. I got everything. I got all of it. And I'm not asking for something from you. But war, I'm gonna expose everything. I'm gonna unwind everything about it. You understand? I'm gonna expose all of it. Every bit of it. Everything. Because you're their darling. I figured it out. You're their baby cake. You're their model for the future. You're who they think will be on the internet when no one else is some guru to everyone. And it's just not going to happen. I'm built for war, Joe. Yeah, I don't act like a tough guy all day. I do the war. You understand? So the threats don't matter to me. I'll still be your friend, Joe. I'll never talk to you again. I'll never come on your show again. I'm going to destroy you. I understand it now. I'm going to get you. I'm coming for you.
Oh, God.
You understand that? What do you think I am? What do you think I do? You're very foolish. So, you've chosen your bed. Sleep in it. Don't give me any more pleasantries. I want war. Give me your attacks. Everything. Now you understand the shape of things. That's good that you understand those. Now you understand. I'll get my hands politically around your neck, and all your tough guy crap's gonna end real quick. Because we've taken down Hillary, and we've taken down the globalist, and we're gonna take down Soros, and we're gonna take you down. Because God wants purity. God wants things hot and cold, not lukewarm. God wants me to wage war. God told me, destroy Joe Rogan.
Oh.
Yes, sir, Jesus. I will do it.
Oh.
No more games. War.
Oh.
The real thing. War. 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 You want war against our children? You want war against God? You will get war. The harvest of war is here. And I will detonate, thanks to God's blessing, not the defeat of Hillary, but the next great mission before I'm done. I will detonate the war that leads to your destruction. And Joe is only a baby in this, but he's an example of these fools who must first be destroyed before they're cleansed. Now.
Well, that wins it for me.
He storms, as usual, back into the lead, smashing the competition before him. Fuck me. I mean, it's all an act, I hope, I think.
What did Joe Rogan say about him?
It was all really measured, and like, he was basically like, look, I think this comes from the fact, Joe said he won't have him back on his show just because Alex is in a lot of there's a lot of ongoing legal cases.
The Sandy Hook thing.
With the Sandy Hook thing. And he doesn't really want him on the show while those things are going on, because he could incriminate himself, say something. He just doesn't want to touch it. It's not, why would you want to, really?
No.
Don't want to,
and he says he thinks he needs psychiatric help.
Yeah, and he says, look,
I agree with that.
I'm your friend, but you've told lies. You said that you didn't say anything about Sandy Hook, but there's video evidence of you saying it multiple times that I've now seen. I still think of you as a friend, but just stop with the lies, and it's unnecessary. Nothing bad. He didn't attack him. No. He said it all very diplomatically and sort of firm but fair in the Joe Rogan style. And Alex is just taking it and using it. I mean, I wonder if he is genuinely taking it personally. Like, wouldn't have me back on your show. That means war, war, war.
Yes, sir.
Jesus told me to destroy Joe Rogan.
War, war. That bit was mental. He's just screaming war over and over again. And what sort of fucking... Who's still watching it and buying it? Like, oh yeah, we're going to go and troll Joe Rogan now because Alex said he's just a puppet for the fucking... Who is it now? The
Soros and
Soros.
Soros, yeah.
Fucking hell. Alex, once again.
Yeah, I'm with Alex.
Storms.
I'm not with Alex. I'm just voting for him in this scenario.
Saint Alex, bless him. He is. Joe's also said, which I agree with, that he thinks of the pressure of all these court cases and that, and the being deplatformed and all what happened to him. He doesn't think Alex is handling it particularly well.
I think it's been a slow degradation.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back to Bohemian Grove and that video when he was young-faced.
Journalist.
Yeah, journalist, full of optimism.
The balls to go into Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where the Bushes party.
And why I'm not a great fan of his. He did a good job.
I liked him when I was a teenager.
You compare that now to when he was back then.
He's just desperate, fantasist, insanity.
That's just a sad,
it's sad, yeah.
pathetic bid for attention.
What's the difference between him and Uriel?
Well, there isn't.
There you go.
Well, he's got a
In a way.
global captive audience.
Well, at least she spreads love, he only spreads hate.
Yeah.
He never says anything, you know what I mean, positive, does he?
He's a fearmonger
Yeah.
because he needs to scare people to then sell his products too.
Yeah.
It's how it's his entire business model.
Yeah.
And he needs new bogeymen every fucking day, every week. Like his show is daily as well, you know. So
Yeah,
he's got to
true,
fill fucking airtime, and now Joe Rogan's giving the perfect, like, oh, he can be the bogeyman now, even though Joe's been completely fair and reasonable in his comments. But yeah, that was sad, you're right. It was mental as well. It was just like, war, what are you going to do? Joe Rogan's show is literally, I think I'm right in saying this, the most popular podcast on the planet. It gets tens of millions of views.
We're above Mars, obviously.
Oh yeah, apart from ours. And Alex is going to take it down, is he? Well, is he really? I mean, Joe's not on any network or anything. He's his own boss. He's his own content provider. All of it. He can't get him fired. He can't. What can he do?
Yeah.
He's got God on his side.
He's a fantasist.
Jesus, yes sir, Jesus. I'll sort it out.
Of course, he's a fantasist. All of it is fantasy.
War! But people are listening to that.
Yeah.
And believe in it. And
They might go and leave a shitty comment on a Joe Rogan video now. Well,
it's terrible. I'm sure he'll be deeply offended.
I'm sure he's fucking shaking in his fucking boots. He probably feels sorry for his old friend. Like,
Yeah.
That's
That's what I was going to say. I don't
Yeah.
think he's like. That's the way I think he's going to respond. I think he's going to respond with compassion. I think that's the kind of person he is.
I don't think he'll, if he hasn't already, I'm not sure if he'll respond to this one. I think he might just leave it alone. He's smarter than that. Don't give it the oxygen of publicity.
Until some InfoWars wearing, t-shirt wearing lunatic breaks in and guns them all down.
Well, if that's the thing though, Joe Rogan's like an expert taekwondo kickboxer man as well.
There's
So,
MMA in there, isn't there, somewhere? You
yeah,
can do
so
that as well.
if like one of those weird journalists turns up and questions his kid or something, he'll just like karate kick his face off. It'd be awesome. But yeah, so I get.
for then.
I'm on with Alex.
Alex got it for me.
Phil Robinson's an idiot.
I would have gone
Yeah.
for Phil Robertson.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
That's
He
my-
wins it. It's insane. He's second.
He's just a misguided tool, isn't he?
Yeah.
But that was quite a rambling episode this week, but I think it was fun. There was definitely some funny bits in there. It was nice to learn about that was a cult I'd never heard of, to be honest. I still can't say the name.
No.
Unarius. And if you're interested in them, listener, look them up. They've got a website. You can join. You can still be a member, as far as I know.
A cult that hasn't ended in a shootout yet,
Yeah.
or in a compound.
It's a first.
Yeah. So I think Gaz's cults will ever do.
I haven't shot anyone yet.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Should we wrap it up then, boys?
Yeah.
So I've been Ben. I'm going to say thanks for listening. Don't drink the Flavour Aid and don't join a cult. Even Uranius.
Yes. No, don't do that. I'm Gaz. Free Biff Tannen. Bye.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
Well, good night.
Night.